Hey, everybody. I'm Mike.
I'm Bob.
I'm Tim.
And I'm Sam.
Yes.
And this is the Board Game Rundown. Welcome to Whiskey Wednesday. We've got designer Sam Barmettler with us from Around The Stump Games. Sam, it is great to see you, and congratulations for funding.
Thank you. We are super excited. Things are going really well, and can't wait to get Button Kingdoms to everybody. And also thank you guys for all the help and support through the past several years. You guys have been a big part of this project.
I have been, not only was I so happy to see that it funded, did it fund within an hour? It funded pretty quick.
90 minutes. 90 minutes.
90 minutes. I mean, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And then you're already over 200% funded, I believe. And looks like it's still growing, as it should, because I personally really enjoy Button Kingdoms quite a bit. Not just because the last time I played it, I did beat the three people here with me, for other reasons as well.
A moment of shame in my gaming career with letting Tim win.
That's right. That's a stain. That's a stain on you. But no, man, it's a fun game, really unique. The vibe, the idea behind it
is badass.
The deluxe version is
Those sets are fantastic.
beautiful.
I love it too. I can't really interact with the regular version anymore.
Right?
Sure. Sure.
I've got my old prototypes before we had the stitched rubber that I got from Panda Games, where it was the single neoprene that I had. And it's like I picked that up now, and that was like really awesome back before. And it's like, since I've held that stitched rubber mat, I'm just like, I can't even touch this.
Yeah, you're like, this is gross.
Yeah.
You're hideous. Real quick though, for anybody that doesn't really know or not like super familiar with Button Kingdoms, I was enjoying how you were sort of summing it up at Origins when I would pop by and see you. But yeah, why don't you give us the elevator pitch real quick, and then I'm gonna then follow up and ask you, how did you even come up with this idea? So please continue.
Sweet. All right. So Button Kingdoms. Man, I should have been thinking about this. I should have had a little.
I'm sorry.
One sip right before I do. It's the 72 hours before a launch is about the busiest that somebody can ever be. So
sure.
I'll be with you with that in just 1 second.
Ooh, yeah. So speaking of seconds,
Sam, what are you drinking over there?
Oh, well, we are funded, so I'm celebrating with my
There we go.
12 year. It's been waiting on the shelf since February for this day.
That feels like how long I've been waiting for Button Kingdoms to come out.
Only 3.
Yeah, but it feels like 12. I've been wanting it.
Well, it won't be much longer than the 3, though. So
That's
Button
right.
Kingdoms, you're taking on the role of neighborhood kids who built up this make-believe fantasy playground using the resources at their disposal in order to facilitate this battle for playground superiority over this big fantastical kingdom that you've all built, using your plushies and your pets as the units of your armies. Now, here's the catch. It's a simultaneous social deck builder, and that's because as kids, you don't actually own all of the toys that you're playing with yourself. You have to share your toys. So you're going to have to not only just buy cards out of the market, buy those plushies, buy those pets in order to make your armies better and stronger. You're going to have to convince another kid to say that, yeah, sure, you can use the dragon right now. And thankfully, you have a system for doing that. You all have agreed that buttons are valuable. So you're able to pay your friends and your enemies buttons in order for them to say, yeah, that cool toy, that it's your turn to play with it right now. And then as soon as you pay them those buttons, which are victory points for them, you turn around and use that awesome dragon to smash into their fort and try to seize their throne. Not a player elimination game. It is a battle royale, but that's because your goal is to gain really the authority over that aspect of the kingdom. But kids, you all have different things that you value. So you want to score buttons, which are the currency. You want to score thrones and treasures, which are gained through combat, looting other kingdoms. And then you're playing as a kid. You might have a different type of army that you think is cooler than all the rest. So there's like one character, one of the champions you could be playing as, the Berserker, is the title that she has currently. She just loves cat toys. So if she gets a whole bunch of cat toys, it just showed up in the video right there. If she gets a whole bunch of cat toys, well, then she's happy and she scores a whole bunch of victory points off that. So very fast-paced, fully simultaneous play, just constant interaction. The inspiration for me was really because, like, I've realized that what I value about game night is I love a crunchy puzzle, and that's engaging in the moment. But really, what I want to be able to do after game night is walk away with memories of the people who I played with. And I found that my favorite crunchy puzzle, deck building, wasn't offering me those memories because deck builders are so multiplayer solitaire. Like, the only thing you ever care about is, did they hate draft me? So I just really wanted to have something where you're interacting. You got positive interaction with the trading, the currency, the commerce in the market, and then you got this negative interaction with the combat. Makes it so you're quickly shifting between all these positive and negative alliances, and your best friend one moment is your worst enemy the next moment. Also kind of feels like childhood that way. So it really kind of hits the feels there going back. Of course, maybe I had a more aggressive childhood than most. Who knows?
Oh, no, that's awesome. That's awesome. I also heard you describe it as what, Game of Thrones with pillows and, it's stuffed animals. And,
yeah, that's been a description that's been used. I kind of pulled that when, what was her? Foster the Meeple, Jamie from Foster the Meeple. She described it that way once. So if I'm talking to certain people, I got different keywords. They
sure.
Kind of relates to them better. My more general
you need to cater.
Yep.
You need to cater to who you're talking to for sure. I mean, that's like anything. But no, I just love how unique and one could say even imaginative that theme is. But it fits. It's not pasted on. It feels genuine. It feels really very much part of the game. Kind of like your other game, Outrun the Bear, which I am also a big fan of.
Yeah, I'm actually really happy to hear you say that, because Outrun the Bear was designed theme first. I had the idea because of the theme. Button Kingdoms was designed mechanism first. I wanted a deck builder that gave me the feels that I was looking for. And so the theme came a little bit later. Of course, once you get the theme in there, it ends up changing and evolving the game. But I wanted to have the deck builder that gave me the feels that I wanted, but I still wanted to have a family-friendly theme. The original Merc idea that I had in there just wasn't really quite right for... I mean, Outrun the Bear won a People's Choice Award for Best Family Game. Our family plays games. They love Outrun the Bear. So it's like, well, clearly I'm making family games. Let's make sure that I make my next game as a family game. But then once you get in there, and it just brings everything together. And actually, it was because I saw and noted how much my dog just absolutely destroyed stuffed animals that I landed on this stuffed animal theme, and then just started thinking back to my childhood. And like, I remember my grandpa would build these big cardboard box forts for us. So that's where the Kingdom of Boxton was inspired by when me and my sister were little kids. And yeah, like I said, I was a very aggressive child. So yeah, we naturally kind of had battle scenes and sword fights and things like that. So it kind of captures some of those feels.
Nice. Yeah, I really like this theme. I mean, it is, of course, very unique, but yeah, the mechanisms are also very unique as well. And it does some things I haven't seen in a deck builder, and there's just not that many. I think there's a lot of deck builders that kind of fall into A similar category. I don't know really what to say about that category, but they all feel very similar. And the market mechanic alone is probably the most unique mechanic I have seen in any deck builder I have ever played. And there's just a lot of mechanical rinse and repeat these days. So seeing unique mechanics on top of a unique theme, touche for all of that. Well done.
Thank you. Did Tim lose his audio? I can't hear Tim.
Nope, can't hear Tim.
Best show ever.
True, still no audio.
He's not muted.
What's up, Andrew? Good to see you. So Carlos asks, why is the standard edition cover more elaborate than the deluxe, or is that a placeholder?
That is because the deluxe gets both covers. So the deluxe has a box sleeve that has the original cover from back when I first started working with Ilya. It was inspired by a Kingdom Hearts cover that I just loved from Kingdom Hearts, one of the Kingdom Hearts 2 editions. But then as we started to go through there was a little bit of like, not everybody got the theme just looking at the cover. So we decided to go and get a second cover. But Ilya wasn't able to work on that. This one was done by the touch-up artist and also the artist of the Shadowports expansion, which is Vic. I can't remember his last name right now. But Vic, he's worked on a whole bunch of games. He's a board game artist, whereas Ilya is a web artist and video game artist. So if you get the deluxe, you will have both. You got the box sleeve that is the legacy cover, and then you've got the standard underneath it.
Can you still hear me?
Yep.
No.
You're good.
Hey, there's Tim.
Oh, you can hear me.
Yeah.
Tim joins the show.
What I wanted to say back to the I was like, I know this one, it's a box sleeve. But what I wanted to say back to what Mike was talking about the market is one of the very unique things is that I'll use this most recent play that we had was that I actually had been betrayed several times in the market, was not really getting the cards that I wanted and still was able to find a way to victory. And so the fact that there's the versatility there, right? I think is very important. That's a very important thing to point out because I have played games where I can't do the fun thing and I'm watching other people do the fun thing. And then I'm not even competitive and that sucks. And that was not the case, right? Like me being blocked from doing the fun thing actually made the game kind of hilarious. And then also I was still competitive. So it was great. Like good feeling. No bad times. That's not always easy to do. So I just want to give you your flowers for that.
Well, thank you. It's when you're working on a game that has a lot of social interaction, and before I get too deep into this, I just got to thank Carlos. Thank you so much. Love you. Really can't wait to get that to you.
There you go.
Carlos is the man. He does all my research for me too.
Yeah,
He asks all the
Board
good
Game
questions.
Rundown bump, and I'm gonna keep this pledge total here up until I see it move for verification that he's done so.
Oh wait, what if
It
he's
might
already
have
back?
moved. He might have
He's
beat you
already
to
done.
it because I got 193 backers left on my screen.
Oh, okay, there we go. He
There
might
we
have
go.
already done it. There you go.
Yep.
I'm still expecting to see a bump here, so I will revisit this screen here many times, and I'm hoping to see this number go up while we're live. And even if it's not because of our show, it counts.
Yeah, we take credit for
Well,
everything
yeah,
while
we take
Sam's
credit
on the
for all
air.
this.
Yeah, we do.
They-
What up, Wayne?
What you don't know is they send us a bill afterwards.
That's right. That's right. Oh no. Oh no, we got another scandal. That was the other scandal, right? Uh-oh.
No.
Staying away from that one. Well,
These
I
guys
think
are
Wayne just got back
they
from
haven't
Dice
told me
Tower
for
East. No.
So to answer or to comment on what you were saying, Tim, about the
the market
not
and the
being
interaction.
just not just losing because like the market wasn't working out always to your advantage. Kingmaking is a real thing, and it's a problem when you got negotiation games and you got a lot of social interaction in the games. So I I definitely wanted to address that, but mostly I wanted to address that because I am the oldest of 5 kids. And I was the most competitive in my family. So I am very used to Sam has to lose. So I will always try to bake in enough tools to make sure that you can overcome if you have to play one versus many. Even if you got the social interaction.
Yeah. No, I mean, congrats.
Sam, I think you kind of touched on that earlier, but do you think designers start with theme or mechanics first? You said that you started with mechanics first on Button Kingdoms because you wanted it to do a certain thing before you even added the theme to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can say designing Outrun the Bear theme first was much easier than doing Button Kingdoms mechanics first. That game took me less time overall to develop, but I think both work. It just depends. Just what you're passionate about.
Every designer I've ever asked has said yes to that answer. When I say theme or mechanics, they just go yes.
Yep.
Hey, that's our guy Vinny. What's Oh, Vinny just backed. Is that what he's saying? Hell yeah, Vinny.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vinny.
Reading the quote explains the quote.
Vinny, well, it's very small on my phone there, Mr. Hooper. You turd.
Man, if only computers existed.
Oh, yeah. You gonna buy me one?
No.
Tell you what, you can sell me your magic cards and then you can buy a computer.
You can't afford my magic cards, sir.
Oh, you can't handle the truth.
That's right. That's right. Oh, wait, what were you gonna say, Mike?
I do like the updates to the box.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm weird about there not being, and I know a lot of people have mentioned how they like how clean this one is, and what's inside of there is great. I like the extraness of the art. I like loud art. So I definitely do prefer this version, but I like that with the deluxe, you'll get both with a box sleeve.
Yeah. There's some interesting data on how white boxes do in retail, which is something I'm trying to think about. I'm a very small publisher at this point. I'm as small as you can be while still being a published publisher.
Yeah.
So kind of any tip and trick that I can use to try to keep on making things easier to eventually reach that day when I'm on store shelves and more than the handful of stores who I know. Yeah.
For those that don't know, Sam, how many employees does Around the Stump Games have?
-1.
You just fired yourself?
You.
No, I keep on paying to work here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how great of a place it is to work.
Yep.
Right, you pay us to work there. That's funny.
That's good. Carlos already bringing the banger questions. Is there a type of setting or world that immediately makes you want to play a game, no matter what?
Yes, it'll be my number 1.
Okay. I don't want to spoil any lists, so I will just say, contrary to today's theme, I like unique modern day themes. So not necessarily imaginative, but like I feel like there's a lot of games based off of history or alternate history. And I really like modern day themes, things that kind of remind me in a way of real life. So I don't know, real life simulator.
Oh.
There you go.
My cats are trying to kill each other. Jesus.
I found I'm kind of a sucker for unknown frontiers. So that's anytime you're trying to tame the wild. So not totally a theme. Doesn't spoil my list at all. But yeah, I definitely find myself inclined towards that.
Nice.
Oh, we lost him.
Again?
I mean, he's gone.
Oh, I was getting my my list ready in the other tab here. Yeah, it turned out great. I was really impressed. I got a chance for those that haven't seen, I got a chance to do an unboxing video, and you can see that, of course, on our channel.
Cool.
And
Careful
I was
playing that.
super
We're gonna
impressed.
get you for copyright.
Huh?
Say careful
Oh, yeah,
playing that.
true.
We're gonna get you for copyright.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll send
Did
you a
I
bill.
not thumb this video yet? What the heck?
Wow, jeez, slacker.
Oh no, I probably thumbed it with my own
That
account
camera
and
wants to
not.
keep auto focusing. Why does it do that?
Well, I turned autofocus on, and I even addressed that in the video. Because I kept putting cards up to the camera, and I wanted to make sure you could see what was on the card, and you weren't just focused on the table. So autofocus is turned on. So that was intentional.
All right.
So I gotta say, I love the unboxing, but I really wish you guys had been able to do it together, because I was going to make sure Tim had the standard edition, and then I was also going to send him a toy sword to kill you guys for.
I was definitely gonna try to. Yeah, I definitely wanted to be able to kill for that deluxe, and I will still if I have
Plushies are
to.
badass too, by the way. Like, are those on the Kickstarter page, Mike? Did you show those?
The what?
The plushies.
Oh,
Those are awesome.
you'll have to scroll down a little further. Yep, right there.
Yeah, there you go. Like that cat and then that bear in the armor. Those are probably my two favorites. Like, yeah, those are badass.
Mm-hmm.
You can put them on the shelf with my cat Thulu and my cultist back there.
And here's the best part about those. So you've gotten plushy versions of characters in games before, but have you ever been able to buy the actual characters from the game? Because you're playing with plushies, which means
Well, that's true.
you got the actual characters, not
You
plush
got
versions.
the.
That is the star of the game.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
How about this one? Is there a setting that's been done so many times that will no longer feels imaginative at all, or a theme that is untapped? I'll just start. Outer space has been way overdone, in my opinion. So
But it's
I
the
don't.
final frontier.
I guess. And what's interesting to me is that the ocean has more undiscovered space than outer space does, and there's hardly any games really about the ocean. There's some, but if you were to compare them to the number of outer space games, it's probably like 10-1.
I don't know if that's completely accurate. How can there be? Because Earth is a finite amount of space. So space, which is basically infinite because it keeps expanding. How can there be more in a finite space?
Bob just actually you, Mike, and I hope you feel good about it.
I just Neil deGrasse Tyson your ass.
Or maybe it's
calm
just
down.
Except for I think he's the one who the quote comes from, who talks about us knowing less about under the sea than.
Well, I mean, and he
space.
might limit it to like our galaxy, but I feel like there's so many other galaxy stuff in the universe.
But let's just talk about specifically space games versus ocean games, Bob, which is what this conversation's actually about.
This is true. And see some to answer Jazz's questions where you could just order the plushies.
Yeah. Right here. So
you can use it.
Sam, you can just add those.
Yeah, you can do them as add-ons. I don't know what it looks like when you go with a $1 pledge. What it looks like to do add-ons. Mm-hmm. You can always message me through the Kickstarter, and I'll see what I can make happen.
Gotcha. A lot of times when it goes to the pledge manager, when you pledge for the $1, you get access to the pledge manager.
Yeah, and then you can go and a la carte whatever you want at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But hey, any attention, any vibes, save it, heart it, even if you're just thinking about it, save it so you can come back to it. Pledge for $1. Think about it. I don't know. That's
comment on the page. Just drop a comment. I love comments.
You won't get inundated with emails during the campaign.
is Kickstarter doing right now? Okay.
Oh, I don't promise that. During the campaign, all bets are off.
We need this campaign to be successful because I want more games.
Well, we need it to be
how about-
successful because I want more plushies.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, like I didn't put stretch goals on there, but you know, if everybody's hyped on the plushies from the game, yeah, we could see polls about people's favorite plushies.
That's right.
Yeah, right. Vote on who gets made next.
Vinny brings up a good point.
Yeah, he just actually bobbed back. So Uno reverse.
Well, yeah, but he wasn't referring to oceans in space. He was clearly talking about the oceans here.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
But have you ever seen the Voyager episode, the Star Trek Voyager episode about the ocean planet?
No, but I have seen the Star Wars where the cloners live on an ocean planet.
Yeah, and that's fine, but that's just a largely covered. This planet was entirely ocean, and that's an episode of sci-fi to watch.
Okay,
and it's also commentary on environmentalism.
Gotcha. There's no gun.
Well, like all good Star Trek, all good Star Trek is really commentary, very thinly veiled, but does make you think. And I mean thinly veiled as with not in a derogatory way, because if you have half a brain and you're watching Star Trek, it should make you think. So,
man, this is another really good question. Do you think small indie publishers take more thematic risks than bigger studios, and does that show in the final product?
I would probably say yes, because I feel like
I would guess you have to.
Vision, and they want to bring their vision to life, whereas the big indie people want to be safe. Like, oh, I'm going to do this little box, little card game because it's safe and I can publish it and make money on it.
Well, and also the indie guys don't always have access to IPs, right? So you've got to have some level of creativity where you're going to come up with something that feels unique, because you have to stand out that much more when you're an indie. All right, Sam, now that we've told you how to run around the stump.
No, please do. Come on. Keep on. Anything I can get, I'll take it.
We're now at -2 employees.
Yeah. So, Sam, you've explained this before, and I just think it's a really cool story. Will you tell everybody how you came up with the name Around the Stump?
Actually, I will. And I've got some show and tell. You didn't know that I had this. So this story is going to be much sadder than the last time I told it.
Way to go, Mike. Way to go, Mike.
No, it's good. It's good, and I'm happy to be able to share it. So when I was about 10, 11 years old, my grandparents moved in the house that was just next door to us. It was down the hill. We lived in the countryside. And my main summer job was going down and mowing my grandparents' lawn. Actually, it was an all year round job. I'd go down there and mow. And my grandpa was really into games and projects. He loved dominoes. He taught me how to play chess. We would build models together and model rockets. And my grandpa was probably my first real close friend, who I would say just like didn't matter. No matter what happens throughout my life, he is always going to be my friend. And one of the things that we ended up doing, and he taught me about games. He inspired my love of games, teaching me chess, teaching me Othello. We used to play Othello all the time. There was a point when I was like 6 or 7 where he was letting me win, and I could start telling when he was letting me win. And then there was a point around 8 or 9 when he started having to try to win because he couldn't let me win, or because it wasn't good for me to win every game. And then around this time of 10, 11, 12, winning became difficult for him. And then he had a real opponent to play against. So one of the things that we ended up doing, he had a rotten tree in that backyard that he had to cut down, and he wanted to do something with it because it had all this stonework around it. and everything. So he didn't want to just clear everything out. So he wanted to build a chessboard on top of it. So he built the chessboard, and on top of the chessboard, I remember this day very well. He took me to Home Depot, and we went and bought a whole bunch of plumbing parts, and we built a chess set. So here's our knight. This is the black knight.
Oh, wow.
Out of these iron. Here's the king. Let's see if I can get some pawns here. Here's our little pawns. So we built the chess set there, and he kept the chess set. He took it with him wherever they moved after that point. And you might note, I now have the chess set. My grandfather passed away in December.
Oh,
sorry to hear that.
It was nice though. Got to talk to him. But yeah, my grandpa Steve helped me build a love of games, and that's what Around the Stump's named after, is that tree stump that we built together.
yeah. I mean, come on now. That's just the best, right? I mean, unfortunately, that is that's a hard part of life, but the important thing is absolutely honoring and cherishing all of that time that you had together, and then, perpetuating that, right? Paying that forward, keep putting that out. That's amazing. That's a great story.
Exactly. I love that story, and I will make you tell it as many times as you keep coming on our live show.
Especially the dead part. I'm just kidding.
Well, so I still need some time to be able to work on and build the chessboard, but I plan on building a custom chessboard just like we did back in the day. And, that chess set will be with me.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And that's how,
and
that's
it weighs
how we
like
keep those
45
people.
pounds.
Oh, yeah, it does. It looks solid. It sounded solid. But that's how we keep those memories. We keep those people alive. We keep them alive by remembering them, and everything. So, I mean, that's key. That is key. I have so many family members that are since gone that my kids will never will actually know, but they will know because of the stories, that we tell. And, I don't know. To me, that's just such an important thing. So I love that, I love that you have that, and it's so important, and it's a great story, absolutely great story.
Yep.
Carlos with another great question, but before we turn this into a 3-hour episode, we may want to jump into our actual theme of the show today.
That's true, Mike. But before we get into that, we should let people know that we do have a sponsor. Great guy who has a game launching at Gen Con called Cattywampus, Tony Lawhorn. He also makes signs, banners, table coverings, t-shirts, web design, anything you might need to advertise something you have. Mike, if you don't mind, roll the beautiful bean footage.
Get your games noticed with help from Lawhorn Design. Eye-catching backdrops, banners, table covers, signage, and much, much more. All shipped directly to you or your next big show. Fast, reliable rush orders are always available to keep you prepared and professional. Contact Lawhorn Design today for all your creative marketing, branding, website, and event display needs.
Good stuff.
I got to say, I see those banners at the trade shows that I go to, and sometimes I'm a little jealous. It's I've got mine kind of locked in. I got them right before I met Lawthorn Designs, but yeah. Well, we'll see. As soon as our next game announcement comes out, we'll probably be giving them a call.
There we go.
Carlos is going to have a banner full of questions from now on. So
to send you my questions. Yeah, that's how many questions Carlos has.
Yeah, no kidding.
I hope we get to meet Carlos IRL one day.
Right?
I'd love
Are you going to Gen Con, Carlos? That might be the biggest draw we got around in these parts. So
I think he said he's in Chicago, so I don't think he's too far away. I might be wrong on that.
Okay. Anyways. We do have.
Come
a
on down to
show
South
and a
Bend. Let's play
theme.
some games.
That's right.
All right. So imaginative themes. Sam, I think it's pretty clear why you picked this, but what does it mean to you specifically?
So thinking about it, you ever seen the movie Hook?
Yep.
You know when Robin Williams is just absolutely starving and they put out dinner and he can see nothing?
Mm-hmm.
And then he does. Games that do that for you.
Yeah, you see
Make
this
you see the
banquet.
world that is not there.
Yeah, you see this feast.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah, that's I think that's an important thing for us to for us to hold on to, just as people, especially there's all this information about the way the media that we process today, and it's just growing up. It kind of makes you lose your imagination, and yeah, I think games are something that really help us to gain it back.
You know, it's really funny because your statement right there ties perfectly into my number 5 and 4. Like really well. Really well. So that is serendipitous, if you will, the reasoning there. So yeah,
So
that's
Tim's list
perfect.
is backwards.
Yeah. Yeah. It's backwards, all backwards. Numbers are arbitrary.
They are.
I always say that mechanics are what make me want to keep playing a game or replaying a game, and ultimately kind of determine my enjoyment of the game. But really, it's the art and the theme that draws you in the first place. Without
Right.
that art and that theme, you're not even looking at the game. You may not even give it a chance. You may not take a chance on it. So theme and art absolutely matters, but it really is good gameplay that keeps us bringing those games back to the table.
That's a really good point, Mike.
Mike, did you get a new camera?
No, why?
You just look crisper than usual.
Ooh, I was going to say uglier, but
Well,
I guess same difference.
crispiness kind of accentuates the ugly. I was just trying.
That's
to
right.
Maybe-
That's right.
Maybe it's a little brighter. I didn't tweak.
That might be what it
I
is.
didn't tweak the camera settings as much before I
it
jumped
looks
in
fine.
today.
Except when you do that, whatever you just did there, you kind of really
I'll do that.
whitewash your face.
Oh yeah. So all right,
Mike doing
so
white
we
face
should-
again.
Oh, boy.
Ooh. Go Wednesday without getting canceled.
I promised my wife I wouldn't get canceled tonight, and Bob is.
I
here
made no
working
such
against me.
promise.
That's true.
Yeah. So all right. So let's jump into imaginative themes. I guess when we get to our numbers, we can talk about what imaginative is to us and all that. So
Yes, sir.
as usual, we'll start with Bob's number 5.
All right.
Did the guest do the hand gesture and Mike didn't?
Yes.
I typically don't. Maybe because I'm the one clicking the button.
Things,
Yeah.
so he's trying.
Oh,
to
okay.
focus
I guess
on
I should watch more than listen.
click.
No, you do great.
you're
We
fine.
appreciate that
Tim
you
put a
show
1
up.
up, so I mean,
I did put a 1 up and I changed it to 5. I did. I was
our
hoping
6.
nobody noticed.
No, I
but-
wanted to draw all the attention to that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Alrighty. So for my number 5, when I first thought of imaginative games and imagination, one of the very first games that really made me dive deep into my imagination was Dungeons and Dragons. And so I picked a board game that I really enjoy that's themed around that. And I went with Tyrants of the Underdark.
Mm.
It's just a fantastic like deck builder, and it kind of like, has that cool balance of when do I call this card for the points, or do I want to leave it in my deck to try to use the ability on it because it's got a strong ability. It's got some good area control to it, and but yeah, and I mean sure it uses like an IP that as people say have been played out, right? The Underdark and then the Dark Elves and whatnot. But like I love that stuff. I've read all the Drizzt books. I'm looking at them right here. I got a bunch of the trilogies and like the big versions that have all 3 books in one book. I love that shit. And when they came out with a board game with that stuff on it, I jumped in it. So
yeah, this is very much a Bob game. Just because as long as I can remember, back when we first became friends and started hanging out, like you had all these books, like you were into this. So it only makes perfect sense that this would be, you know, on your list. And this is one of my all-time favorite games. Now, not to like virtue signal or say my list is better than your list or anything, but I specifically left off IPs because with the imaginative side of it, I wanted to go with something that the designer
imagine this at some
they had to create it, you know, maybe more from whole cloth versus but I freaking love that game, and that is an IP that I don't care about, but I love that game and I love the vibe and the art. Like I'm all in. You know what I mean? Like I am all in, and I don't want to play a different. I wouldn't be as horrible to say, well, that game could be themed to anything, because I don't think so. I think it makes sense, like from what I know of that, you know, IP and everything. So I think it's really solid.
Really, really good game.
Yeah. So now that I'm done trashing Bob's pick,
you're just Max. I called you out for putting up a 1. It's fine.
Hey, that's right. Okay, so you can call me out for this though. So my number 5 I just got and I haven't played yet, but I cannot think of a cooler thing to try out, and that's the reason why it's number 5. It could be higher if we were to do this list in 2 weeks. When I was in high school, I did radio, and I thought that, you know, radio and theater, and I thought that that's where my career was going to take me. It did not, and that's fine. I'm not, you know, no sour grapes or anything, but I found this solo playlist building game called Void Radio 1680 AM. And what you do is you take a deck of playing cards. I do have a face for radio. Thanks, Jim. Love you, buddy. You take a deck of playing cards, and it's going to give you prompts, which then you build a playlist of songs. So you're going to be prompted, and it's going to kind of give you this weird night kind of thing. And, you know, like you're a DJ all alone in this radio station at night. People are calling in, and so, I mean, I'm also a Gen Xer, right? So like the mixtape, it was a real thing. And when my wife and I started dating back in the, you know, 2010s ish, 2009s, 2010s, you know, I was still like burning her CDs, you know, like that was the mixtape then, you know. And so just the idea of sitting in a radio station and I have to randomly generate these playlists and try to come up with ways to make them thematic and interesting. Because when I was in radio class and I had this show, it was my friend Matt and I, and the other kids in the radio class, they would just put in like a Pink Floyd CD and let that play. That was their half-hour show, and they didn't care. Matt and I wrote sketches. We constructed bits. Every show had a theme, so all of the songs tied together somehow, you know, whether it was just like a food show and all the songs, you know, vaguely had something to do with food or whatever. So I really am kind of looking forward to seeing what this game does and how it plays. But conceptually, I find it really fascinating. And I guess the guy who made it owns a radio station, and there are people that will send him their playlists and he will play it. So
I mean, if it was like more like today's radio, wouldn't it be like, well, you know, Sony gives you so much money, you have to play so many of their songs, and then you have to play ads.
Right. So this is more to the spirit of like, and that's why it's an AM and not an FM,
AM.
I believe,
That's
as well.
fair.
And also AM used to go farther. AM signals would go farther because of the waves. But anyways, yeah. So really weird pick. I know. I
Yeah,
technically have not played it yet,
feel
but man, I
like
can't wait.
that deserves one of these.
Hipster pick.
I gotta
Sorry.
say, I learned I got a couple things in common with Tim
Oh.
from that pick, though.
All
One,
right.
also did student radio in high school. And
That's why we
actually, they
get along so
still
well.
apparently play some of my radio playlists in that high school.
Oh, nice.
Because it's such a small little town where it is.
Yeah.
And two, also started dating my wife in 2009, 2010.
Yeah, Sam, come on now. Let's go.
If all my hair falls out from Kickstarter and you guys ever need a replacement Jim.
Yeah. Let me just say that's not the prerequisite, Sam. I would say just showing up, they would happily replace me. If you were just like, yeah, I'll be there, they'd be more than happy to replace me.
Nice.
All right, Sam, your turn.
All right.
I set the bar really low for you.
To this. Yeah. Where should I start off on this? I think I'm going to start off with the theme that kind of inspired me. Helped me to borrow. Said that yes, this can work for a board game, which is Stuffed Fables. Stuffed
nice.
Fables. You've got the living childhood stuffed toys that are trying to save their child from the monsters at night. Just very fun, imaginative theme there. I think there's a reason why Pixar did Toy Story. There is a fun thought about your toys having real live personalities, and it really makes you think about them. And every kid kind of naturally does that. They give their toys these real personalities, and they get locked in with that. So yeah, Stuffed Fables, and it's an adventure storybook kind of game there. So I really liked that it justified being able to use it as a theme, and even so the artist, the first artist from my game, he does a web comic that uses a similar theme called Drimm. Definitely go and check it out. DRIMM. Just to plug Ilya a little bit there, but I thought that it was a really fun theme, a great looking game. Haven't been able to play it yet because it's one of those adventure style games where I don't have the people to play it with, but that's why I thought it's a theme that deserves to be in more board games.
Yes.
And games that might be a little bit easier to table.
Love it. I have Stuffed Fables and the expansion, but I haven't played the expansion. I played a little bit of Stuffed Fables, and I love again, theme alone, right? Theme alone got me in the door there, the art and the theme.
There's a similar themed game I kept as an honorable mention that I'll talk about later. But yeah,
the pick. 3WS, they deserve the shout out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Well, in case we steal it from someone else. Is Tim's Radio going to have a premium option for no ads?
Oh yeah, I will.
That's good. That's good.
No ads. You just have to listen to my taste in music, which you may prefer the ads.
Oh.
So what's the over under on like Weird Al songs? It's like 3.
Oh, come on. You know it's good. You know it's good. You know it's good. You almost said that like it was a negative thing, Bob. Calm down.
Well, for me, no, but for most of the country / world, it's not their cup of tea.
I want Tim's Radio to do his own Weird Al versions of all the songs.
That's right.
He's got to do the chorus at the very least after each song plays. Yeah,
I'll do the J-Lo like vocal mixing, right? Like, so I'll have a good vocalist actually sing, but then they'll mix
auto-tune you in.
I will sing along to their vocals. They're supposed to be the backing track, but we're gonna raise the volume of that backing track up and then drop mine down to like 0. Yeah, Jim.
I love it. I'm loving the jabs tonight.
Yeah.
Carlos, previously, that one. Yeah.
With who showed up, we should have done best top 5 trash talking games.
No doubt. No doubt.
I might have to add that to the list for future topics. That's a good one. Do we think a game's insert, rulebook design, and packaging are part of the theme experience, or is that going too far?
Can be.
They can enhance it.
Yeah, they can enhance
They
it.
can also
I could
be
say a
detriment.
rule book can
Feel
definitely be a
more in it.
negative.
Oh, well, for sure.
Yeah. And then Rob up here calling a shot saying no Cthulhu Wars from Tim then.
Yeah, no Cthulhu Wars.
I had a
I
feeling.
love that. I love the theme, but
All right. So my number 5, I'm picking a game that I also decided not to go for IPs. But there is a series of games that are kind of loosely based off of an IP, but they didn't use the IP. And I just love the concept of this whole idea of making a park out of dinosaurs. And so I picked Dinosaur World for my number 5. Of course, this is based off of Jurassic World, but like I loved dinosaurs as a kid. I loved the whole idea of these creatures that like ruled the world, that are now extinct, and were extinct way before humans populated the earth, depending on who you listen to. But and the fact that some scientists decided, well, what if we took some DNA and we brought them back and then made a park for them? I've always loved that idea. And so my favorite game that uses that theme is Dinosaur World. So I have played Dinosaur Island. I find Dinosaur Island more mechanical than thematic. And I typically do prefer games that are more mechanical than thematic, but I enjoyed Dinosaur World more. It felt like I was building a dinosaur park. Um, Dinosaur Island has a lot of cool ideas and there's some neat mechanisms, but I feel like I'm building a dinosaur park when I play Dinosaur World. And I'm doing that with a very simple kind of tile placement mechanic here. You're just drafting tiles to add to your park, and then as you add them, there is a phase. If I can find some good photos, where you take your Jeeple here and you go on tours of your dinosaur park, and so you're kind of showing it off, and there's like a track that determines how far your Jeep can get, how much movement you get out of it. And I just found this game again way more thematic to that actual theme than Dinosaur Island. I will also say I really enjoy Dinosaur Island Roar and Write. That is a roll and write lighter version of this theme, also from Pandasaurus. And I know specifically Giuliano has recommended Gulasaur Island so many friggin' times that I ended up buying it, but I haven't played it yet. He has said that it is better than all of the others. So eventually I'll find out and maybe agree with his opinion. But until then, Dinosaur World will be my favorite dinosaur park game.
Great pick.
nicely done.
Avoided the IP at least. But I mean, there's like one game that they did, the Isle of Nebular, I think it was called, which was
Yeah,
a campaign game,
Isla.
and that one flopped hard. That one flopped really bad, and I don't really love campaign games. I'm very picky about those. So
Well, Legacy, right? Not campaign.
yeah, Legacy.
I guess
That's what it is.
Legacy campaign is interchangeable. Sorry.
Mostly.
Whatever.
Well, actually,
Yeah,
let's
right.
get to
Thank you,
number
Mike. Thank you, Mike.
4. Well, actually, let's move on to number 4.
All right. So my number 4, sure, it's based completely in the real world. It's an actual job. But the imagination, in my opinion, that it took to turn this, what I would call boring ass job, into a game and have the game be really good, blows my mind. And I'm talking about smartphone. I could not imagine making a game about building, developing, logistics and selling smartphones and having it be fun. But this game was legit fun. It's one of my favorite like kind of market games. It's done beautifully, other than the kind of semi-clear bits. I have a hard time telling which color is what. But yeah, this game, like I said, it's not like imagination to the part where you're trying to come up with something different, but just the imagination that it took for somebody to take something mundane and turn it into something fun. To me, I think warrants credit. So
Bob, you already know I absolutely love this game. And for those that didn't know, I have this as a 10 out of 10 on BGG. This has been a top 10 game for me ever since I played it for the first time. I also mentioned that I really enjoy real world themes. I sold smartphones for 7 years.
Yeah.
I worked for one of the largest cellular providers in the US for a long time. And so I knew I had to have this game. I didn't back it. I ended up tracking down the deluxe third party. And yeah, this game is fantastic. Don't necessarily think it's imaginative, but
you see the twist I put, the little twisty twist, right? It took imagination to take it. Were you ever like playing like at work one day and going like, man, this would be an awesome game?
So Bob, I will defend your pick because I will have a pick later for like a similar kind of thing. So where it's like, I can't believe they made a game out of this that's fun.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, my question still stands to you, Mike.
You can't say the theme's imaginative if the theme is just a standard day job.
Well, I don't think it's just a standard day job because you're not the dude at the T-Mobile store, like
you're the
trying
Steve
to upsell
Jobs.
people. You're the Steve Jobs. You're the
You're
evil
developing
corporate overlord.
It is someone's day job.
That is true. It is someone's day job.
But Mike, did you ever feel like, hey, this would be a really cool game while you were working?
No.
Yeah.
No, I definitely
It probably would taken a pretty large step of the imagination to get there.
I imagine we should probably move on to Tim's pick, but also staying on theme, I had to give you crap for this because I've got some twists coming later. So we'll get to those.
Okay.
All right. So since my next one is again sort of like not exactly 100% a board game. It's a little adjacent, kind of like that Void Radio, except I played this one. That is the only reason why it's ranked as low, because this would normally be much higher. But I got a solo journaling RPG game called Whispers in the Walls. Okay. This bad boy, you build a deck. You'd use a regular deck of playing cards. You build a deck. Thank you for the hipster alert. You take basically 9 cards, right? You take some spades, the jokers, and then you shuffle. You take 2, and then you take you take 3, and then you take 6 other cards, and then you are writing. Basically, you're going into like a haunted area. And you are going to get writing prompts, and then you are writing what is happening. So it gives you like, hey, this starts to happen, because I drew the Jack of Spades, right? So that this starts to happen, and then you have to kind of fill in the blanks, and they're like, what happened? And, how did you get out of this? So way better. So when I was doing this, though, I got to the ending, and I had my last card. It was a really interesting one. And I'm like, I don't know how to end this. So I actually went over to my daughter and I'm like, okay, I need to tell you what's going on. So I made her sit through, I was writing out my story on index cards. And so I had like 7 full index cards. And I go, okay, Mallory, like, I'm going to read you this whole story real quick. So I read her the whole story. And I'm like, this is the prompt for what the ending needs to be. How do we end this? And so her and I spent, 5 minutes kind of discussing how to end this story. And what was hilarious and awesome to me was like, I pitched this one ending and she's like, well, yeah, but that's kind of a happy ending. And this story has not been a happy story so far. So it needs to be something else. And so then I pitched something else and she's like, it's not dark enough. And so like we had this really fun sort of back and forth. And even though it was technically like a solo game, I got to have kind of this fun conversation about story building. And then to even add to this, not only am I just dying to run through this scenario again, because it's going to be completely different, because you're going to get different cards, different prompts, which are going to, even if I drew the same card and get a similar prompt, there's going to be a different set of circumstances that have led me up to that. So I'm going to have a different answer, right? But this is like, I was talking to a guy I work with who runs D&D campaigns and stuff, and it's like, what an awesome way to build a role-playing game campaign with something like this. So you solo journal this thing, you kind of come up, you just spend 45 minutes, give it some thought, give it a serious look. And then next thing you know, you've got a badass little short story, which then you can do whatever you want with it. You could throw it away. You could share it. You could use it to spin off, other things and other ideas. But man, the creative juices were just flowing. And like, I was having so much fun with it. I almost reshuffled and tried to go again, like right after the fact. But I was like, no, I want to let it simmer. Like I want to let this one kind of marinate a little bit, because it's like, do I want to go back and revisit and like tweak the story now, or do I just leave it as it is, as a raw thing? So Whispers in the Walls. I mean, this was like both these books were like, I don't know, maybe
that was my number
$15
3,
each.
so now I got to pick something else.
It was not your number 3. You never even heard of that thing until I put it on Discord. But yeah, it's really cool. I love the idea behind it. It was one of those things where I'd heard about, it sounded interesting, and I just sort of decided to take a flyer on it and check it out. And I was very well rewarded for taking that little chance on it. So I was skeptical at first, and turned into a very, very fun writing exercise, which then I, again, got to then share with my kid. And we got to talk about it and build that story together. So then even she's invested in it. So
Carlos again
awesome.
asking about mashup themes. I'm not sure who does that other than mashing multiple IPs into one game.
I mean, like Smash Up.
We went good ones.
I mean, think Root.
That's all right. I said it. You didn't have to say it. Oh, Root? Yeah, Root.
Mashup between Critters and War.
And lots of mechanics, right? It's definitely the asymmetry there is definitely a mashup, because every faction plays so differently.
Yeah,
but
it's not.
But thematically, it's a mashup too, and can do.
No,
you just kind of got to step out from the view of the theme.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I feel like Critters are always at war.
Oh boy,
it's kind of true.
I watch the Nature Channel.
Just I gotta say, I gotta check out Tim's recommendation though, because even though I stay away from horror typically, I gotta see how that game works.
It's really interesting. And and here's the thing though, Sam, is you can make it whatever you want, answer the prompts you want. It does give you sort of an overall sort of creepy vibe, but they very clearly, I mean, and you could do this with any game, and I would just say, play the game you want. But if you don't like your card, redraw it, redraw it into a prompt that is more your vibe, yeah, for a $15 investment, it was totally worth it.
It's got my designer gears grinding against each other.
Yeah. I got this from, I think, Bannerless Games or Pandian Games. I got it from the same website, but they have a bunch of these kind of books on there.
Awesome. Well, speaking of Critters in War, my number 4 is going to be Mice and Mystics.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Human beings that have been turned into mice, what? Like, for some reason, though, the abstraction of Critters in War really just makes thinking about generally horrific moments in people's lives is something just so much easier for you to deal with. I was a Redwall reader as a kid. So
same.
Yeah, if you were a Redwall reader as a kid, for some reason, that's always going to inspire the imagination, because it just takes you back to those moments. And this is just one of those experiences. You got kind of, once again, a story adventure going on with little critters, everything downsized in the world to something that feels really relevant and kind of feels kind of just natural for you to be able to understand and appreciate, and just really makes it so you're just creating like this real life environment with all these little critters.
Yes. Mice and Mystic's so good.
What's up, Evan Gamecraft?
Who's that slender fellow?
Just want to say we got another bump, so this moved up again. Oh yeah, I think that's 3 now. I think that's 3.
I think that's 4. Since, but also I gotta say, I'm pretty sure somebody decided they want to name a character in my game just by
shoot.
Yeah, and get one of the deluxe prototypes. So if that did happen, I will reach out to you personally, and you might get the prototype that Mike currently has in his possession.
The rundown has, we'll sign it. I'm just kidding.
Well, I'm gonna sign it.
Yeah, you should sign it.
You trying to devalue it?
Yeah. No, hey, Sam should sign it.
If they got it because they're watching tonight, I'd say you guys should sign it.
Well, that's on them, but that's if they say yes, but that's on them.
We'll reach out.
Nice. Yeah.
Awesome.
Mr. Bigglesworth.
Yeah, there's a different pledge tier for that though. So this is I actually considered this one. It's been so long since I've played this. I played this at least 10 years ago. And it is a very, very creative theme. And I left this in my honorable mentions. This is a good pick. But I do have later, I will have something, it'll have rodents in it. We'll just say that.
Oh.
All right. My number 4. This is such a unique game. So the Wise One, immortal keeper of wisdom and knowledge, has sent demigods endowed with earth-moving power to the far reaches of humanity. In Oros, each player acts as one of these demigods. They must instruct their followers in the wisdom of the mountains through study, worship, and experience, and only in the heights of the mountains can the greatest mysteries be known. This game is so unique because what you are doing is moving landscapes. You are actually sliding these tiles. And so, you may have a tile that's here, and then you can slide it over here, and then it pushes everything down. And I just haven't seen anything quite like this. I thought it was a very unique mechanic based off of a very unique theme, and it integrates the two extremely well. It's been several years since I've played this, so I don't remember all of the mechanics. I do remember that on your player board, you have the ability to unlock some extra powers that break the rules of the game and enhance your abilities. But I just thought it was super cool how you're actually literally moving mountains and volcanoes in this game, and I just haven't seen anything quite like it. And I mentioned it because Evan play tested it. No, but
actually, it's on my short list, Mike.
Yeah, I was just kind of, I thought about putting games on this list I haven't played, but I'm like, no. I'll stick to stuff I've played. And this one just kind of jumped out at me when I scrolled past it. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's just nothing like Oros out there.
Right. Yep, that's a good pick.
That is true.
Really cool components, really nice art.
You feel like Maui, right? You're bringing these islands together.
Yeah. It's like you're playing God, basically.
Not the first time Mike has been compared to The Rock today.
Oh. compared to the Rock.
Yeah, Maui.
Oh, Lord. A little bit of a stretch, but
Come
that's
on
okay.
now. Take a compliment. You'll be all right.
That's okay. Well, it depends how you're comparing us. All right. Yeah. Let's
It's those pets.
let's stretch no further and move on to Bob's number 3.
Woo! All right, my number 3. We're starting to get into the more imaginative, actual imaginative.
Oh, finally.
This is one of my favorite cooperative games. You do have to be careful because it can suffer from over analysis. I like to just be very vague with information to keep things rolling. But you're playing a spirit who is trying to drive off invaders from these lands. And I'm talking about Spirit Island. I thought this was super cool. Just thinking about, what might be different entities that old cultures might worship to help them, repel these invaders from their lands to keep it their own. And man, the stack of spirits that I have, it's just crazy the amount of content for this game, and the cards and everything that go for it. It's fantastic. Like it's a really good game. And
Hey, Mike, can you find that excellent Spirit Island box cover? Do you have that handy?
that is a different
yeah.
game. That's not Spirit
No,
Island.
Yeah. Give me a
no.
second.
No.
That is
Mike knows which one I'm
something
talking about. He'll get the right one.
Yep.
Horizon.
I got
He'll
you.
get the right one. Mike will get the right one.
The derp
Oh, I
cover.
will.
Yes, Mike.
Horizons.
Derp it up. It's something Horizons.
Yep. I ripped on this so hard because Spirit Island, I haven't played it. Great components, great art, really good, interesting table presence. What the hell is this? My issue specifically.
It's right on it too.
Oh yeah.
It's like they gave a kid with epilepsy a crayon. I don't.
Oh,
No.
I don't know.
Oh,
Sorry, I
no.
can make that joke.
They know
I
the
have-
artist.
No, it was Michael J. Fox.
I have commissioned several rock magma monsters. Apparently, it's hard to do.
They're trying to get the heat waves.
Yeah,
No.
it's just it comes out weird.
Yep. Liquid hot magma.
Oh boy. No, it's fine. Look, if
is
somebody
very
has
weird.
played this game and they love it, I am glad because that got them into that, into a game that Bob loves. Or a version
Not
of
the
the game
version
that
I've got.
a version that of a game that Bob loves. Still
Meanwhile,
counts.
this is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Anyway,
It was more fun to just pick on Bob about that because I knew he'd be sensitive.
I
All right,
Yeah,
Hoop, you got anything else on Spirit Island before we?
need to play that one.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
Okay,
that's
thanks.
Great game.
there.
I like
That's-
Spirit Island.
that
Super
is
fun.
Hefty.
Yeah, but you have like everything for it, and don't you have like a nice insert too?
Yeah, that's the
Ooh.
that's the broken token box, and it's got like all the insert and everything for it, all the wooden bits, the upgraded bits. I got all the spirits for it. Yeah, I got everything for it.
Yeah, nothing wrong. Hey, no shame in having everything for a game you love.
I'm gonna go back to this because it's still Carlos' question hour, and I have a great answer. Does anyone have a board game that hasn't come out yet that they are looking forward to playing that has an imaginative theme? Whisperwood, final answer, mic drop.
Oh yeah,
Whisperwood from Cardboard Alchemy, fantastic.
I mean, I spent all of Origins playing and teaching Whisperwood. So yeah, I mean, obviously
And he
Whisperwood was
still lost
awesome.
to me.
Dungeon Diners.
Ooh.
Dungeon Diners, yeah, is a great theme for sure.
Yeah.
Yep, for BA.
I think my number 3.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
love
okay,
it.
okay.
Bella Bella.
All right. Well, my number 3 is a game that I discovered at Gen Con last year, and I
What
love the
solo
theme,
RPG?
the vibe. Nope, not a solo RPG this time. I do deserve that. But this is it's called Weirdwood Manor.
Oh,
And you play like a team of, investigators or whatever, and you're going into this, this big mansion,
Banner.
to try to drive out the evil that's in there. But there's these scarabs, and the board has this like
Rotating mechanism.
rotating mechanism to it. But I've just never really played anything like it. Like you're going into a haunted house, but the haunted house is changing. The rooms are moving, and conceptually, I just find that really fascinating and really interesting, really unique. And it's done in a way that I just have not, seen any other game do and actually pull off, right? Like Zolkin's got the gears, which is great, right? Barrage has this mechanic where you're feeding sort of that work wheel, and then it takes time to develop those things that you've invested in, right? So you've got to wait for that wheel to turn around and get to you. But this is the board, the hallways are shifting, and I love that conceptually, and just think it's really neat, really unique, really imaginative. There's all
Great
these different
art.
kinds of entities you can go in and try to take out, or deal with, and that's just one of them. We just played against one of them. It's really tough, but yeah, just damn good game. Really like it.
Trying to get out
Can't
some
wait
of
to see
these little
more.
scarabs because the scarabs are badass too.
The scarabs are
I need
toit.
I need to play this. I'm
Yeah,
assuming
there's like
that's
this
these.
round board pieces together so the rooms can spin around. Oh,
I need to play.
Yeah, there's
this.
those scarabs. Yeah, it's
there you go.
fun.
There you go.
It's hard.
It's
I
hard.
love a difficult co-op, and this qualifies as that.
Can confirm.
So
Great art.
yeah, really good art.
Yeah, this
too.
was right. We kind of lucked out with this one because it was right next to the booth that like our local game store has at Gen Con.
Yep.
We were just talking with them, and the game looks super cool. So it's like I got a copy. I think Tim got a copy. We talked to Sister into getting a copy. Like
we bought our copies. These weren't
we
review
bought them
copies or anything like that. I would have taken a review copy, but he was selling out so fast. I wanted to make sure I got a deluxe version, so I panicked and bought one.
That's how we roll.
That is how we roll.
Nice. Awesome. Good one.
So my number 3 answers Carlos's question. So I'm pretty sure it hasn't come out yet. I think I would have heard if it did. I checked the BGG page and I couldn't tell 100% that it had. So I'm pretty sure it still hasn't come out. But it ties into so many things that I know inspired me when I was younger that I know this game's going to inspire future generations, which is Gabe Barrett's Robomon. So Robomon, I know he was inspired by Pokemon, having listened to him talk about having designed it. And what kid doesn't love the idea of their pet being an all-powerful creature?
Oh yeah.
Robomon kind of ties that with this Mega Man twist. In Mega Man, my first actual prototype was because I wanted to play the world of Mega Man NT Warrior when that cartoon was on the airs. So like, I know these two things, they come together so well that it's just, this game is going to inspire people when it's out. The theme alone will just make people want to live in that type of world. It's just something that's just so visceral. The idea of taking something very, very natural, very normal that we love with pets, and then twist it in this way where they are these powerful machines that you're able to associate with.
Nice.
So I I want to read this because I love this this explanation, and I also really like themes like this. But after a series of wars and climate events, most of the world's animals went extinct. Robomon were invented to piece the environment and ecosystems back together, but it wasn't long before people figured out they could be reprogrammed for some pretty sweet robot battles. You pick things up 50 years after the world has been put back together. That's really cool.
Hell yeah.
I'm immediately interested just based off of that explanation.
I love that explanation. I really do love that explanation. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty tight.
5 to 1,500 minutes.
Yeah, don't suck. You can
it's
lose
a campaign
in 5 minutes.
game.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a campaign game.
Hey, Andrew backed it here. So how about that?
Mm-hmm.
And Gabe, he's the one that created the board game design lab, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
That's why I know so much about it, because also one of the most useful resources out there for board game designers.
Yeah,
there you go.
I joined that a while ago just to kind of see what was like coming down the pipeline. And I love the way that all of you designers support each other. There's no like competition or one-upping or that's a crappy idea. It's really supportive, and it's a bunch of indie designers just trying to help people get good games published. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Very valuable resource out there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay. My number 3 is themed around running a circus.
Scout?
You have been made leader of a traveling circus, and each turn you either put on a show by playing your strongest combination of performers to outdo your rivals, or coach a performer from another circus's act to fill a gap in your own lineup in the card game Scout.
I hate you so much, Mike. I hate you so much.
Oh, I know you do. And that's why I had to pick this. But also, whoever thought about tying that theme to a freaking card shedding game has an imagination that I've dreamed of since I was a kid. I mean, they put a circus theme on a card shedding game. And they actually ran with it. Like these cards actually have names to them, and these people are performers. It's a card shitting game.
I am losing.
Need a theme. You could have just called it Numbers, the game, and like people still would have ate this up because it's really good. It is game.
Really good. I am losing my GD mind right now. I cannot believe you, Mike. Mike is a troll. Mike is a troll. Mike is a troll.
Like, the person that like thought of this as a theme for a card shedding game, they've got a pretty big imagination.
This is a personal attack on me. This is a personal attack on me.
Tim will never financially recover from this.
I will never financially recover. I hate this. Yeah. I hate this so much. I hate this so much. I love this game. Sam, I don't know if you know, right? But I love this game. But the theme is... to say that this game has a theme is asinine. Because it doesn't. It's not a theme.
But it says trampoliner right on it.
Yeah, it sure does.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
I was going to say, once again, this is a day job.
Yeah, right? A cool day job. I mean, Bob put penis model on his business card. Doesn't mean it's a real thing. So just because there's a circus theme on this
pictures
game,
of it online doesn't make it a model.
That's right.
Wait, what are there pictures of online?
Oh, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So if you scroll to our information section, you'll find the link to my OnlyFans.
Oh,
that's right. Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Scout, not a thematic game.
Well done, Mike. You bastard.
And the call out mid explanation. I had to dig for that explanation because it's not on BGG. So
well, I said it. I was like, "There's no way this is
Jokingly.
Scout." When I said it, I was like, "It can't be Scout." It just normally I try not to step on your game. Like I want you to be able to reveal your game, but I was so baffled. Like, what game could this be? It can't be Scout.
No, it is.
As a matter of fact, it is.
It is. All right. That being said, yep. Oink. Let's move on to number 2.
Well done.
Oink.
Alrighty then. My number 2 was touched on a little bit and then we walked away from it. But imagine being a kid.
Scout.
Tim, damn it. And the boogeyman kidnaps you and you need to use your army of stuffed animals to help you escape the underworld. But beware, because there is a hidden traitor. The boogeyman is pretending to be your friend, but he is not. And he will try to thwart your plans in 3WS's Stuff of Legend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Based on that, was it graphic novel with some seriously badass art. And I remember playing this with the Googs one late night at Origins, I want to say.
Yes, it was an Origins.
And I believe, is Mike do his classic early reveal that night? Somebody kept dropping their card and revealing.
That was my
card. I somehow it was those round tables that were sort of like off to the side. Table covers. I somehow brushed the table cover and it flipped a card over.
Yeah, that is what happened. But it was a classic Mike early reveal. It just wasn't.
It's the thing now. I hate this.
It was actually the thing that started the classic Mike early.
It was.
Reveal.
It was the first instance of it. We didn't know it was going to be an annual event, but then
yeah, we didn't realize that then
at the time.
Subsequent hidden trader games that this was going to be Mike's motif, if you will.
Yeah, good pick, Bob. Sam, how do you feel about putting stuffed animals in games?
Yeah, Sam,
I think it's absolutely a great move. Actually, the 3WS guys, Mike Googs, gotta love Mike. But when I was first thinking about the retheme, I was at a PAX Unplugged and I saw Stuff of Legend, and I wasn't as well acquainted with Mike at that point. And so I was just talking with the guys at the booth, and John, who helps them out. Oh man, his last name just escaped me. He was a backer of Outrun the Bear, but just because of that, I ended up talking with the guys a little bit there at that show, just about what their challenges were. And I mean, just absolutely fantastic people. Talk about people who share and walk through a newer, smaller publisher and just give all the help in the world to. I mean, but yeah, the stuffed animal theme, absolute winner there.
A+.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was on my short list as well. Good pick.
Yeah, this I had considered, but since it was technically based on an IP, I moved on.
With it being so adjacent to Button Kingdoms, I'm like, somebody's got to bring this up. If nobody else does, I'll talk about it in honorables. Good pick, Bob.
Yeah, no, it's a great pick, and it's a really fun game and a really nice twist on a style of game that has been done before. It's a style I like, but it's you have to acknowledge that it exists, but they did put their own particular idiom on it to make it unique.
I think this is from the Italian artist No Imahe Evable.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right.
The Italians not pronounce the G's?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not Spanish.
I'm not sure.
We can't let Mike walk away cleanly with the joke, right? We gotta knock it down just one peg. It's still
Image Evable.
It's still a
Yeah.
good joke, but we gotta
Yes,
mess with it like a tiny bit.
Well, we got to figure out
actually,
the
Mike.
origination first. So
Yeah.
That's right. All right. So my number 2, and this is actually a game that I've only tabled maybe twice, and I haven't gotten super far into it, but I need to get more into it. But the theme is a theme that I have been obsessed with since I was a child, and I have always been a really big fan of Arthurian legend, and I do skew towards darker themes and darker vibes and everything like that, as I am a horror fan, which is really funny because I'm like a very positive individual most of the time, pretty happy-go-lucky, but I do love me some dark stuff. And but Tainted Grail, like, and again, the idea behind this is you are not like a hero of Avalon. You are the opposite. You're just like a regular dude that's kind of a failure. And the heroes of Avalon have all disappeared, and there's a darkness creeping in on the land around you, and you are taking it upon yourself to try to go out and investigate and see what is actually happening. And I love the concept. And again, it's a very grim and dark and difficult medieval vibe. But I love, nothing made me sadder as an adult when I found out that King Arthur never really existed and it's all just
Wait,
like
what?
legend. Yeah. Yeah. He's an amalgamation of a bunch of other things and everything like that. So he was never even a guy. And that was like the most depressing thing that I learned as an adult. And until I heard about Sam's grandfather passing, and then that surpassed it. But then that became the most depressing thing. No, all jokes aside, though, it's such a cool theme and really interesting, really unique. And this is a very difficult game, and it's also this is my own personal opinion. The opinions of Tim Averley do not necessarily represent the opinions of Board Game Rundown. This is back before Awaken Realms kind of sold their soul a little bit, and I think they were still putting out like some really good quality stuff. Not to say that they're not now, but they've definitely taken maybe a more cutthroat approach that I would be comfortable with. But yeah, man, Tainted Grail, great components, great artwork, just dripping with lore and theme and vibes. So that's my number 2.
Yeah. This was very cool and very dark, but it was also very difficult, and I think I got rid of my copy.
Yeah, it is very difficult. It really is. I just think now that Awaken Realms, if they were to make Tainted Grail now, it would have AI art and
It
all
would.
kinds of stuff. You know,
Which is
and
sad
that's
because
really
this
more.
art was so awesome. Hire this dude to do more stuff. Hire this person to do Grim Coven. Grim Coven, like I really enjoyed like what it kind of looked like the aesthetic of it. Like hire this artist to do art for that game, and it'll be badass.
yeah.
Yeah.
Instead, they decided to hire Al Slop.
Al Slop, yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Which
slop.
I mean, no, it's like Al Slop, no Imaginative, and then the dude who did Tainted Grail. But you know,
Yeah, I mean, there's all
But-
these fantastic Polish artists in this game, and
yeah.
And again, that's my opinion. You spend your money on what you want to spend your money on, and enjoy it. Enjoy your games that you buy. I just feel a way, about some of that stuff. So now this is the awkward time where Sam tells us that his next game is all AI art generated.
Never.
look, that'll go over well.
I tried. No, it didn't happen.
Yeah. Though I do have something in the works on a 2 rival AIs trying to become the singularity. So who knows if that'll ever become a thing? Actually, Evan's in the chat, he's played it.
What bitter irony that your game about rival AIs would not have AI art. Oh, what a cruel twist.
Yeah, that might actually be discrimination.
You're taking away data center jobs.
Don't worry, corporations are people too. Eventually, AI entities will be people too, and then they can pursue you for
I
slander.
say it all the time into my phone. I look forward to our AI overlords and
That's right.
the job that they will require me to do for them.
That's right.
Easiest way to win is to join them.
That's right.
So speaking of technology, though, what if all the technology was dragons?
Ooh.
My number 2 is going to be Flamecraft.
Oh.
If you don't know, all right.
Look at this.
There we
Collusion.
go. I was worried that it might come up as somebody's number 1, or so it might come up if I saved it for number 1. No, so yeah, artisan dragons. They're used as the tools to make things. I'm already very inclined towards the companion idea that comes in, and very tiny dragons. I think back into my youth too. Just thinking back, what inspired my imagination. If you've ever watched the Dragonheart movies, this tells you how young I am. I am a very mid-range millennial, so all the Dragonheart movies really hit me well. Mm-hmm. And then there was nothing more that made me feel a weird attachment to my car than How to Train Your Dragon.
Yes,
and when I was first learning to drive stick shift, and then Flamecraft really just brought back all those feels. It just really took me back into the world that I could kind of picture and imagine, where dragons were things that we're interacting with constantly in this positive way and fun way. Where, what could be better than a world where technology is dragons?
Nothing. That's awesome. I mean, honestly, it just sounds amazing.
Mm-hmm. I've actually played this, but I did just pick up the Flamecraft Duels.
I have not played this game either. Now, I was really interested in getting it, and then I kind of heard that it was lighter than maybe people anticipated. I've heard that Duels sort of advances it a little bit more, and then the Flamecraft, the new one they've got coming out, which I don't want to spoil anything else, but because I was working at a cardboard alchemy table the entirety of Origins, there's another Flamecraft coming out, and it sounds awesome. So I cannot wait.
And speaking of cute plushies, I mean,
bro,
actually,
they're almost as good as yours.
No, that would be an amazing compliment, because they might be the best.
Well, I mean, yours have to actually show up.
Yeah.
But I can say conceptually, my kids, when I come home from a convention with Button Kingdoms plushies, my kids are going to be fighting over who gets which one.
Right. Oh, speaking of which, Tim, how did the animals in a bag go over from the Origins?
Animals in a bag? Oh, really well. Really well. Yeah, there was a vendor that had these little companion animals, and you would... They would they came with a leather pouch that you could strap to a belt, or if you had a satchel, a strap. That went really well. How about yours? You got stuff at that booth, didn't you, Bob?
I did.
Well received?
Well received.
Hell yeah.
So...
All right, Mike, let's hear about your animals in a bag.
They are animals. I was going to say, I still haven't played Flamecraft, which is kind of a shame, but I did blindly buy Flamecraft Duels at Origins this year. So pretty excited to check that out. That was another blind Giuliano recommendation. So we'll see if that pans out. I don't know what happened with this game.
What happened?
But this is the one I was talking about earlier that has rodents in it. And I was supposed to have my synopsis pulled up here so I could read that before. And I was too busy researching. I was too busy researching what the hell happened to this game, because Carlos earlier asked if there's any games that aren't out yet that made this list, and this would be mine. It's an all-versus-one tactical skirmish game in which one player controls an army of mutated rats trying to take over New York City. A game we previewed 3 years ago, and it's the Great Rat Wars. What the heck happened to this game? I can't figure it out.
It's
This
because
is
I didn't get
still
to
not
play it,
out.
so I don't know.
This is still not out. This preview was 3 years ago.
Wow.
But this is a cool kind of skirmish game where, yeah, you're either playing these huge rats that get modifications based off of like being next to dumpsters or other rats, and then the other player is yeah, that's what I'm wondering, Evan. It still isn't out, and I was trying to read like what the heck's going on with this. There was a Reddit
fun.
thread. What happened to the Great Rat Wars? Let's see. There we go. There's a Facebook post about it. Somebody asked. That was a year ago. Nobody really answered. It didn't. I mean, it doesn't have a whole lot of follow up here. There's only a couple photos.
PAX
There's
Unplugged 2022.
Couple ratings. But this was a cool little skirmish game with a really, really interesting theme. I mean, mutated rats trying to take over New York City. And we played a pre-production copy and the components were fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, it had really nice miniatures for the rats and everything, and I liked the art, and yeah, I just I
doesn't mean it's not coming, you know.
It doesn't. Yeah, I may just try to find the campaign page and figure that out while we move along, and then I'll visit. I'll come back to this. But this was such a cool theme though, and the gameplay was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So the Great Rat Wars.
All the way down.
Could
Yeah,
have been
that
a
means
casualty of COVID or tariffs, or pick one.
Yeah, it's certainly possible, but
it
yeah,
looks like it was canceled at one point.
Inspired by the world famous pizza rat.
Oh, no, that's not it. I can't even find the campaign page.
Yeah,
like I can't even. I go. Go ahead,
on
Sam.
Kicktrack, it shows that it's canceled when they ran the Kickstarter.
Well, that would explain it. They only raised they only got half of their funding goal.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is reach out to them and be like, "Hey, man, you still got that prototype? Can I get that prototype from you, bro? Like, I want to play this game, dude."
Yeah. We'll more than cover your costs. We'll give you $20 for it.
We have definitely seen some games that have not seen the light of day that we still talk about.
Yeah.
Bob,
the very first ones we did.
I was just going through my camera roll today and saw that Lost to Time game.
Game was awesome.
Which has now ironically been Lost to Time. But yeah, that game was awesome. I wish that game was a thing.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, canceled does not mean dead.
This one's dead, I'm sure.
Well,
it's been dead for 6 years. I'm sure mine is dead. The one Bob and I are talking about, I'm pretty sure is dead. But
yeah, I'm over here reading and not exactly listening. But the last update was 2023. The creator said he does still want to make this game a thing, and they may explore a smaller print run in the future. So, yeah.
Well, and sometimes though, and Sam, I'm sure you've felt this, right? Is a lot of times this is one, maybe if you're lucky, two people trying to put out a game, and either life gets in the way because you have a day job, you have a family, whatever. And then these kind of setbacks, right? Not launching and not funding, but you pay for marketing and you've done all these different things. I mean, those can be very difficult things to overcome, and can be soul crushing. And you're just like, I'm done. It's not worth it. Like, I
How far
wish.
do you want to go down that rabbit hole? Because Button
Yeah.
Kingdoms was canceled in 2025.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, no, it's canceled is not dead though. The dream still lives on. It's burning in somebody's heart, the designer's heart for sure. They want to get it out there. We love these games. They are a part of us, and it's just you can't douse that fire forever. And yeah, it crushes for a while. It's like you got your dream and you put everything into it, and it crushes for a little while, but that doesn't mean that it doused it.
And thank goodness, right? Like, you guys persevere. I'm really, really glad to see that Button Kingdoms is back, and it seems to be doing, at least on the surface from the outside, it seems to be doing well on Kickstarter, right? It's moving along. It's moving in the right direction.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I get excited when we see these games and it's like, okay, cool. This game's coming out. I'm going to get to play a version of this game, a published version of this game, and I cannot wait. Mm-hmm. Those are the best. Those are the best outcomes. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So Mike had a hipster pick, a game that's not out and is maybe on hiatus. I won't say dead. I will just say on hiatus.
But yeah, maybe on life support. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's Mitch McConnell status. I'm not sure.
It might be waiting for the right publisher. It might be a time. If you guys know that designer, reach out and say, "Hey, we love this game. Have you thought about sending it to a publisher instead of doing it yourself?"
That's a very good point, Sam.
Yeah,
that is a good point.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even I just kind of went through. What's up, Andrew? Stay tuned. I got a photo coming up soon that you're in. But no, I was just playing. I was just going through the stuff that I had played, and I'm like, oh, this is such a unique. What's up, Matt? Such a unique theme. I didn't even look into its status until literally right now. So
God, just talking about embarrassingly talented people, both Andrew and Matt popping in at the same time. And we've already got Sam here. What an embarrassment of riches.
Talk about classing up the joint,
Yep, that's right.
What did I do?
I learned on Monday, Andrew thinks somebody dresses better than him at conventions, and I haven't seen that.
No, he was being facetious. The dude he's talking about has got blue hair and ridiculous outfits.
Hell no.
And Andrew's got class and style. Don't let him fool
you. Andrew does it effortlessly. And
no kidding.
If you got to have blue hair and a cartoon suit, you're a tryhard. That's it.
It is. Every time I see it, I'm like, it's like, dude, I like a lot of your games, but you're just trying way too hard right now.
My life goals as a publisher involve both Andrew and Evan being on the names of boxes. So you
I've had some things that involve Andrew and Evan too, but we don't talk about them here.
I love those guys.
I just can't even think about going in public in June and July with a blazer on. Like, that's just I'm in comfort mode when I'm going to conventions. So
I just want to say something really quick, and I know this is really probably very silly, but it meant the world to me. Is last year at Gen Con, I was at the booth. I forget whose booth it was, but I was at a booth to buy the Campy Creatures reprint. And Matt Paquette's standing there, and I don't expect Matt to know who I am, but of course I know who he is because he is an icon in this industry for the work that he does, and he deserves all of those accolades, and he can be bashful about it, whatever. Own it.
This is not bashful.
Because you're a badass. There we go. Hell yeah. Good job, Matt. Good job, Matt. Own it.
Amazing.
Own it. But I was standing there, I saw Matt, and I go, hey, Matt. And he goes, hey, Tim. And I was like, oh, shit. He knows who I am. It was just like a really Wayne's World, I'm not worthy moment.
Tim, but he knows who you are, but not in a good way.
No, that's fair. Yeah, I don't care. Hold on. Do you remember Do you remember Three Amigos? You know, infamous.
Infamous. It's right.
Infamous just means you're like beyond
more
famous.
than famous. Yeah,
More than famous.
You're infamous.
Yeah, like El Guapo.
Yeah. Well, you might be El Jefe, but you're not El Guapo.
Would you say I have a plethora of titles?
Oh, see, you have a plethora.
I have a quick Matt Paquette story at
let's hear it.
that we went to, the only one. We played euchre, and there's only like certain pockets of the world where people play euchre. I had no idea. I know there's a lot of variants to euchre. I had no idea there was a Canadian variant, and there's an official Canadian variant.
Really?
I can't remember off the top of my head what it was.
It was so good, Mike can't remember.
We're talking like 3 years ago now.
I know, it was 2 years ago, Mike.
The syrup pretty hard. So
He was.
Don't make me look it up.
No.
Oh, it's the Canadian loner. That's what it was. There's a Canadian
partner's
loner.
best. Or
you have to go alone.
Healthcare to everybody.
That's all it is. It's you go alone, so you can't get partner's best.
Okay,
it's
so
the opposite.
standard
No
loner.
partner's best.
The standard loner. It's a standard loner.
Yeah, well, I guess it's called the Canadian loner on euchre.com, Bob.
Okay.
Oh, the official one, eh?
Yeah, totally. Yes, totally the alone thing. And yes, I can sit and play euchre forever. I've been playing it.
I
played
decades. About 3-4 hours of euchre on Sunday. So
I can do that. I prefer spades, but if it's a good table, I will play euchre all day. Yeah.
And apparently the Canadian loners,
you tell your partner to pick it up and go alone. Oh my god, I would be so pissed. I'd be like, you ordered it up.
That's even better. That's even better than I got this, which is what you do in spades, right? You know.
Well, yeah. Right? You say like, stay home. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, hey, Bobby, take it.
Yeah.
And then if you don't, well, you're the dick. Good job.
Yeah.
Man, Andrew over here trying to pander to Tim with the spades love here.
Thank you, Andrew.
Oh, hey.
Come on. Andrew's my guy.
We got Ty in the house. What's up, Ty?
Hey, Ty. What's up?
Ty. I was, and Sam will vouch. Anytime I was in the booth at Origins, and somebody come up and ask about Last Command, Sam would go, talk to this guy about it. And I don't know if I sold you any, but I did my damnedest. But yeah,
claimed
that's awesome.
To be Ty,
Tim was like a loving mother bear, just coming in and checking on me in that booth. But yeah, no, he
was like in a weird spot.
No,
it wasn't like on a row.
It was like there was a weird.
All the booths were like that.
Yeah,
My booth neighbor technically broke a rule, and I just leaned into them breaking the rule. Could things have done better if I decided to make a stink and go to Gamma and the booth organizers? Probably. But also, like, this was their first time at a show. So, like, I'm like, you know what? I'll just be chill and I can make this work. And
I would say take the good karma, Sam. Yeah. Take the good karma. Yeah. You're a good dude. The universe is going to work out in your favor.
So,
yeah. But yeah, I felt kind of bad because I kept like popping in on Sam and like I wouldn't even like hang out on the other side of the table. I would walk right behind the table and just like.
It was such a relief.
Okay, good. Because I feel like that's a level of assumption that maybe I should not take.
Yeah, if there weren't other people who it makes much more sense for you to be in the booth of, like I would take you in my booth any day, Tim.
But I was very glad to be welcome there and help and, just kind of like stand behind you and hype man while you're talking about, the games and. Mm-hmm. But it was nice to be able to provide like a little in-person testimonial, whether it was for Outrun the Bear or Button Kingdoms, where I'm like, no. Like, that's what this game does. It's fun. It does it well.
Yeah. And I think you're actually a better salesman of The Last Command than I am. So
Well, I mean, it's definitely my kind of game. I mean, Bob and I
Oh, it's my
no
kind of game too.
offense.
I absolutely love it. But
I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna have a hard time doing better than Bob and I when it comes to selling that game. We love that game so much.
you've got a very natural conversational approach to it, whereas at trade shows, I am locked into saying the same 1,000 words
like
in order.
NPC, like
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And because of that, it kind of like fries my brain to all of a sudden stop saying those words and say different words.
Well, you get into, I mean, but that's the thing, right? That's the
Getting a
thing
rhythm.
about working a show, especially when you're by yourself. You get into that unintentional script.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, I was doing that when I was teaching Whisperwood. Like I was finding I'm saying the same things in my introduction. And that's fine. It's consistent and it's actually a very good representation of what I'm trying to say. But when you're self-aware about it, you're like, oh God, it feels robotic. But trust me, it sounds good. You sounded, when I was listening to you talk, it sounded good. You know, like you were fine.
So I'm looking forward to being in the booth with Ty together again at Gen Con.
Yeah.
Swing by, see us. We will have relief, so you guys don't have to relieve us for bathroom breaks.
I don't care. I'm still going to just walk in. That's a threat, damn it.
We might be a little crowded in the booth this time.
I'll try to behave. I'll behave. But no, I love that you guys have got that going on. I think it gives you guys a really nice, you've got a couple of different things. You've got different things that can hook people in, you know, so it's not just like the cute animals or the bear eating people, you know, you've also got space and, you know, and combat going on there. So,
well, and me and Ty, we've been great friends since way before game design. In fact, probably a year and a half after we knew each other, me and Ty, we used to, he lived about an hour and a half away from me. But
nice.
He headed over and stayed with me, and we were playing a crazy amount of Stratego, which was a big one of his games that brought him into the hobby.
Nice.
And by the end of that weekend, we were making variant rules for Stratego. So that was our first collaboration. We also dreamed up a comic series together at one point. So yeah, no, me and Ty, we worked well together. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Because Sam, technically, if it weren't for you, we wouldn't know about Last Command.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so, you know, it's awesome to get to advocate for you just as hard as we do for Ty. And you know, both games are lots of stuff that we're excited about and passionate about. So
so Ty, yes, Tim and I will both be there in separate capacities. Tim is working for somebody, I'm working for somebody, kind of part-time-ish, but we will be there and around. Mike, I don't know if he's coming or not. He said maybe on Saturday. Did you figure out if you're going to be there on Saturday or not?
I am not going to be at Gen Con this year.
Okay. So there's the final answer for that.
So just so everybody knows, and we haven't talked about this in a while because it hasn't really come up, but the Board Game Rundown is really, really, really independent now. We used to be tied to a local board game store. We had some financial backing in that way. They did allow us sort of to have a booth and exhibitor badges and things like that at Gen Con and Origins. And now this year will be our first Gen Con solo. We did Origins solo, but we did Origins, but we paid for the Gamma membership. So then Mike and Bob took the media badges. I worked for Cardboard Alchemy to get my badge. And it was also just a good opportunity to help Googs and Chris Strain out, who, you know, are friends of mine. And so I, at Gen Con, will be working for Off the Page Games, demoing their new game, Creeps. It's a trick-taking game. And then Bob's going to be helping out over at BA Games, probably doing a bunch of Forges of Ravenshire stuff, amongst other
Forges,
things.
and then, some media stuff for them. So
And but I've been a big fan of, so Off the Page, it's Jay Cormier, and I forget his co-designer, but I have not played Core of Discovery yet, but it looks awesome.
I've got the
But
bougie version.
Harrow County is really neat. I was a big fan of Belfort way back in the day, and I absolutely love mine management. And thank you, Matt. You said that. Yeah, Sen. That's who it is. Thank you, Evan. But so this is like a fanboyish kind of opportunity, like to go, hey, do their things. So what are we doing? Are we doing our Gen Con what?
Our Gen Con preview, which
When?
hopefully we'll be doing that soon because I use our preview to get myself prepped for where I want to go.
Oh, sure.
During the show. But Mike, you usually do all my research for me on that one, so I don't know if you're probably not doing research now since you're not going. Or
well, I mean, we're gonna shoot a preview show, so
okay.
Yeah,
I know
we
last
will
time it
be
took us
doing
2
that.
episodes, right? Like we did a show with 42 and then a show of ours, but they've done theirs already. Do you think we'll be able to burn through it in one show if we go quick enough?
That or we just get. Well, I do think we just do quick enough, or we just see if Andrew will do it with us. He did our Origins post mortem.
This is also true.
This is all really fun for Sam because
Well,
Yeah.
right now
Who's
I'm
the-
just thinking if a publisher's getting Bob there and a publisher's getting Mike or getting Tim there, I'm like, Mike, was this a
Oh.
published recording issue?
no. I'm just not
The
going.
vacation
Okay.
day issue.
yeah.
No.
Because if you're available,
You know what? And Sam, like, I apologize because I never even thought about you. But if there's ever a thing
No.
where there's a convention, and I all I need is a badge.
Wow, Tim.
I'm lucky because I will be a paid person for Off the Page, and I was paid by Cardboard Alchemy. Those were fringe benefits. I'm not that demand, and I'm lucky enough to have a place to stay at my sister's for Gen Con, so I don't have to worry about boarding or anything like that. But that's why, like, I'm so happy to just even come over and help you, Sam. You know what I mean? Because you're my friend, and I would just like, hey man, you good? Like,
you're awesome, Tim.
what's going on? Like, that's all I care about. I mean, if I can get a badge, awesome, and that's where it's like, oh, hey, they're going to do this. And that's actually how I first started going to Gen Con, was working for Peterson Games. I didn't get paid, but I did get a badge. So I'd go and teach Cthulhu Wars all weekend, but it was easy. It was a game I loved. So
I got to say hi back to Elvin. Thanks for popping over from the Kickstarter.
oh, hell yes. Elvin,
Yeah.
I don't know you, but thank you for stopping in and saying hey, and thank you for supporting our friend Sam. So
Well, we've talked a lot about some of the things that have inspired us.
awesome. Are we where are we at on our list? We got derailed.
Number 1, I don't know who.
We haven't started it yet. We haven't done the intro.
Oh.
Mike.
So Mike needs to play the bumper. I'm going to put my finger up like this and stare at the camera until Mike plays the bumper.
There we
It's not
go.
official until there's a bumper. I'll even
That's
put a
right.
finger up.
Hey, it's back to me.
Oh.
What were we talking about? Oh. So there's really only a couple of themes that when I see them, I'm immediately interested. And to me, I feel like this theme can take so much imagination to bring so much stuff to life. I've played role-playing games like with this kind of theme. I've like checked out books, movies, and I'm talking about steampunk. And I think Steampunk Rally really like envelops that steam feel without like just kind of slapping it on. Like a lot of games slap it on, like, oh, look, there's gears.
Feel.
Yeah, because like so you're rolling these dice and you're putting them into your contraption, and the bigger the dice, the more steam you're shoving into this thing, and the more you're getting out of it. But then you got to take rounds to like vent that steam off and pip those dice down. But as you're going down the hill, you're also like losing pieces as they're falling off your contraption, trying to get down to the finish line. And I just feel that it's just super thematic. I feel like steampunk is very like imaginative, just like as a theme. And yeah, so this is why I picked this as my number one because I'm just a huge steampunk fan, and I feel like this game just really encapsulates that. So
Yeah, no, I think you've got the vibe nailed down. They really leaned into it.
yeah,
This is
So
a great pick. I can't believe I didn't even think of this one. I love this game. I love that your inventor is just slapping parts together to create a steam engine and racing them. Man, great pick. Great game.
This kind of makes me think of like Galaxy Trucker, and I love Galaxy Trucker.
Okay.
I need to play Steampunk Rally again. I've only played it once, and I didn't have the best time. But I
played
did.
It at 8 that time you played it, and that's
it was too many people. It was too many people, and we were way earlier, sort
people.
of in our hobby, and like I was not as aware of like how to, express what I need and what out of my game experience. But anyways, so great pick. I actually did buy this because it was on the flea market at a convention, really cheap, and so I was like, well, I got to get this game because even it was so cheap that it made sense. Okay. So my number one, I want to give a shout out to the one that I didn't put on my list because it's not actually out yet. And I was trying to keep that as my one of the other things. My number one would have been Moneymaker because I don't have it yet.
Nice. Yeah.
But Moneymaker is a game about like the foundation of like, what is it, like Dutch banking?
Yeah.
Dutch banks. And you're literally the game does such a good job of explaining how modern banking and investing works. Your debt, you pay me with your debt, and then I parcel that out and I sell that to Mike, and then Mike buys your debt. And it's before I played this game, that was such an alien concept to me. I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, how could people do this? And then I played this game and I'm like, oh, I completely understand. And it's really fun. It's really mean. And it's an excellent game, but it's not out yet. So my number one had to be, and go ahead and cue up the banner. I don't care. I first heard this little idiom as a zombie related thing. I don't have to be faster than the zombies. I just have to be faster than my friends. But Outrun the Bear, come on, man. I heard about this theme from Googs. Then Googs put us in touch with Sam. Sam sends me the game. I play this game with my family, which then they immediately, my older sister Julia immediately does every single thing she can to make sure that I get eaten by this damn bear. And she was successful. But I didn't care because we're cackling and having a fantastic time. But like the fact that somebody took a saying, a phrase that otherwise really means nothing and makes a game that is based on this theme but is also thematic, it makes sense and is fun, and that I can wholeheartedly recommend. Outrun the Bear. What a like, it's just bonkers. It's hilarious, and you've got this gigantic bear. I mean, that's the other selling point. That's when I'm standing in Sam's booth, unauthorized. I'm standing unsolicited, standing in Sam's booth, and he's doing the pitch. I'm just like, get to the bear, where the bear moves, and anything the bear passes, it's gonna eat. Because that's the part. That's the magic. That's the juice. The way that he did that was so good, and it worked so well, and thematically is hilarious. And all of my other games are like very dark, and it's like, ooh, really weird vibes and everything. But Outrun the Bear is just so comic. It's got fantastic art. The cards you play are really thematic. They make sense. The paths you take, the way the variable map setup gives you replayability. And for such a simple, straightforward game, it still has table presence because of that gigantic ass bear that straddles the map and just is swallowing everything. It is the nothing in the never-ending story as it just consumes all as he moves down that board. And you don't have to win the race; you just got to be the last guy standing, which is what I love about Thunder Road. But not necessarily the most unique theme. I challenge you to show me a game where you or everybody else is running from a campsite to their car as a gigantic bear is trying to eat them. I can't think of a single other game that has done that.
Oh, I happen to know
Nails.
them all because I designed the game. But
Okay, fair enough. I can't
yep.
think of one, and yours
Yeah.
is the best. So there you
Well,
go.
thank you. I really appreciate the shout out. You know, so much help with that. But you know, you say all your other ones were dark ones. I would take it up with any Canadian that you know. This is probably the darkest of all of the games that you have shared tonight.
I don't go camping. I'm a city boy. This is why I don't go camping.
Bears are mythological creatures to Tim. All
That's right. That's right. That's right. I see them at zoos, and that's it.
No, and I will know very soon if there might be some more things for Outrun the Bear at Gen Con.
Man, that'd just be a terrible thing. That would be a terrible thing.
I am waiting on an email back that I will probably receive at like 2:00 this morning. So yeah, watch that BGG preview list.
There you go.
If I get good news, you'll see something there. Yeah, but no, it's weird timing for that game. I ran out of ad money right before Cocaine Bear came out.
Oh, sure.
And I started selling the game right after Cocaine Bear was really in the popular zeitgeist. So we'll reference back to that very soon.
Oh yeah. But in all seriousness though, Sam, like again, to build a game from the phrase, right? You know, like just that joke. You know, Jerry Reed's got a hilarious song called Preacher and the Bear, where it's a preacher that goes out fishing on a Sunday and he's not supposed to because it's, you know, the Lord's Day. And he runs into a bear and he climbs up the tree and he's like, Lord, you don't have to help me, but please don't help that bear. It's the same joke, right? I mean, it's the same thing. And that was a song I knew as a kid growing up. And then, you know, I knew the saying with zombies, and then there's a game that came out about it, and the game is actually fun. And Bob and I will never deny this. We are suckers for table presence. And if you got a big ass bear straddling, you know, the board as you're running down it, that's gonna stop people. They're gonna be like, "What's this?" So yeah, awesome, super fun, love it.
I love that bear. That bear has helped me out so much. There was a time where I was not even like in the corner of a booth. I was in the back corner of the back corner of a booth back when I was attending Gen Con with the Indie Game Alliance. And so I just set my bear up front with a couple of the runners. And that was enough I was behind, like we've got the aisleway here. And then we've got Galactic Cruise, and I'm behind Galactic Cruise.
Oh, yeah. Good luck.
And my bear being set up on a shelf right by that was enough to draw people in back behind Galactic Cruise. So I love that bear. And the artist did amazing things with it, and like the teddy bear.
And that bear standee is two-sided. I mean, there was amazing. Like, there's like, look at the back of that bear. There's stuff stuck to that bear.
So, have you ever seen anything that I did that wasn't two-sided?
No.
Every one of my components. Yep. That's a rule for Around the Stump Games. Every component double-sided.
I challenge you to design something that looks boring.
Nope, won't do it. Artists are too talented. Fair. Yeah,
fair.
Can I answer Evelyn's question before I hit my number
one?
Oh,
please do.
Or Elvin's question. So why I picked an idea for a bear game. I was listening to a podcast about racing games, and I'm like, that's interesting. I've never played a racing board game. How would I make one? And this was back before I was like actually really heavily trying to be a designer. And this ties so many things together because I had an idea for a game. Pandemic hits. Ty McDonald, who had popped in the chat, sent Ian Games, Last Command. He was like, man, you should make that game. We'll see if that game ever sees the light of day. That first game that I was working on, the big ambitious project. And then pandemic hits, and I hear this podcast about a racing game. And I'm like, that's interesting. How would I make a racing game? And I'm like, I thought back to some racing video games that I played. Need for Speed Underground and Burnout both had elimination style races. I'm like, that's fun. I remember really enjoying those. How would I make that as a board game? And then I thought about the old joke. How do you outrun a bear? You don't have to be faster than the bear, just have to be faster than the person next to you. And then I'm on Zoom with my dad who plays zero board games. And I'm like, telling him about this big ambitious project during the pandemic that I've been working on, and my dad's eyes are just glazed over. And then I tell him, well, I also had this idea for this bear game, and my dad's like, make that. I want to play that. So yeah, that's Outrun the Bear. That's why it's approachable and why it's also good for gamers is because my dad said, make it easy enough for me to play it. And I'm like, all right, but I want to enjoy anything that I make. So yeah, it's an easy one to get to the table.
Well, and I can say this without really intending to toot your horn, but I will, is that I'm watching you talk to people about this game, and when you're giving the pitch, whether or not they're gonna buy it, they're laughing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like they're like, okay, that's pretty funny. You know what I mean? And that means something. Because whether or not that connects with them as gamers, they might have friends that are like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, I did see this game, that does this. Isn't that crazy? And they might be like, oh, shit, I need to find that game. Because similar things have happened to us, where we've been in conversation, we're just talking and you're like, wait, what? That game does what? Like, I love dark themed games, obviously, but things that push the envelope. And so when you hear those kind of things, you're like, oh, okay. I need to look at that. And so universally, I think that I've seen people react really well to the idea of Outrun the Bear. Mm-hmm. And it's a hoot.
It's been fun. And I'm glad that it really helped me get into this industry. So
me too.
Yep. Well, for my number one, I think about it's very popular. Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind. You ever that Studio Ghibli movie?
Oh yeah.
I absolutely love it. I feel very imaginative theme. And when I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about the board game that best encapsulates that, because every time I watch that, I'm just like, man, it really does, and everything Studio Ghibli kind of really inspires the imagination.
They do such a good job of like conveying emotion and a vibe and a feeling. Yeah.
So I thought about a board game that really encapsulates that same kind of feeling to me, especially visually, and that is going to be Mistwind. So what could be more imaginative than flying whales? Just don't imagine too much, because one day you're going to have to wonder what happens with their droppings. That is a very bad world for you to live in. But it's a route building kind of game where you got flying freaking whales in the sky, and that's a world that I would love to live in. It's a world that just makes me want to think about, like, well, what does this mean for everything else? The people have like tamed these whales in a way that they've built up whole ships on the back of them. And yeah, it's a route game, but the theme, man, that theme just really speaks to me as just like something that just, you can go all sorts of different ways with thinking about the consequences of that world.
And what a bigger stretch of imagination than a flying whale, Yeah, that's awesome. I'd love to play this game. I have not played this game, but I've been fascinated by the artwork.
If you find yourself in Southern Arizona, let me know.
You got it.
It's too big for me to take to Gen Con with me.
That's fair. I see their booth all the time, and I'm always like, man, I need to go over and talk to them. But I never do.
What's this? Oh, First Fish Games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the artist is actually part of the publishing company, which resulted in a really weird thing when I tried to get him to do some artwork for me at one point when I first met him.
They're like, no.
An odd interaction, yeah, but no, he's some great guys, great game, beautiful.
But why
game.
wouldn't you reach out? That's great artwork.
Oh yeah, no, it's absolutely fantastic, absolutely.
Or you could just, AI. I'm just kidding. Please don't. Yeah, that's amazing artwork. They have fantastic artwork. Conceptually alone, right? Like flying whales. Holy shit.
Yeah.
What an idea. Almost as imaginative as a circus theme on Scout.
I mean, what's going through that whale's head, though?
A harpoon?
No. Not again.
Oh, no, not again. Yeah, a flower of petunias right next to him.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Your answer was better than mine. All right, Mike.
Oh,
finish strong. You got to do better.
All right, my number one. In this game's backstory, a polar bear named Bobby McColdsnap wanted to play guitar, but his paws were too big for the keys. So he had a xylophone synthesizer hybrid built instead, and he called it a xylotar. They literally invented an instrument for a trick-taking game. They made up an instrument for a card game. And I just think it's clever because you actually read the rule book and it says that, you found the long lost xylotar schematics for the instrument originally designed by Bobby McColdsnap and Kiefer Bassett. This unique musical device was based on both xylophone and synthesizer technology in the mid-'80s and was created as an alternative to the guitars of the area. And let me tell you, as
era.
Oh no, what did I do with it? No, I had it. Oh, there's a photo. Oh my gosh.
Steve?
There's a photo. And I had it. And oh wait, no, I know where it is now.
This makes for great television.
And I got to play it. I don't know how exactly you go about playing this thing. So odds are having the two things in each different hand is probably not the best way to play this thing. And let's not ignore the awkwardness of Mr. Andrew Stiles back there peeking over my shoulder.
Oh, is Andrew there too? Is that Steve Fortenberry and Andrew Stiles?
Andrew back there, yeah, who's like, this is goofy.
He's like, I don't know this guy.
Yeah, it's because Andrew actually has some self-worth and value to.
Yeah, I, on the other hand, have no shame whatsoever.
That's true.
And will play a xylotar for publicity, I guess. But you know what? I also really like this game. I think it's a really clever trick-taking game that also includes some deduction. Yeah, your cards are face down, so you don't actually know what's in your hand. In fact, when you start the game, you deal the cards out, and then people are going to organize the cards from highest to lowest, and then hand the cards to the left, and then you're going to put your cards all face down. During the round, you're actually going to flip a card over, and that is your bid for the round. But all of the different colors or suits in this game have a different range. So like for example, that all of your reds are 0 through 10. So if it's way over here, wow, maybe you lucked out and got a 10. And maybe this is a 9, and maybe this one's an 8. But you don't know this until you start playing more cards. And as you play more cards, maybe you play this yellow card to figure out if any of these are higher than 8 or 9. And I always thought that mechanic was really cool. I think it's a very unique trick-taking game, and I thought it was a really unique theme that, yes, is tacked on to a trick-taking game, but you know what? They actually thematically made this work, and it's because the reason they went with Xylotar is because these cards, if these were like standard cards, they would go, this would be a massive table hog.
Huge.
They had to make thin cards. And then they had to come up with an explanation for why the cards were thin. And that's where the whole xylophone turned Xylotar thing came in. And hearing Jay from the Bezier booth explain this to me when I learned about the game, I'm like, man, that is a really clever way to tie a theme into what was actually a production decision. And also just really, really damn creative. They invented a freaking instrument. So I just really respect that.
I've only played this once. I had a good time. I would love to play this more. I love the idea behind this. I am disappointed, though, that the giant polar bear that is making music is not also trying to eat people. Just saying. Not saying it's a better pick than mine or a worse pick than mine. But,
well, I mean,
have they considered?
Stay tuned for the follow-up, the mashup, Outrun the Xylotar.
Outrun the Xylotar. Because I do think it's really, I do really think it's interesting. We both have bear themed games, for our number ones.
Yes, indeed. So there you go, Xylotar, my number one.
I gotta say that's the first description of the theme that has made me want to play the game more than I ran into that game at one of the Gamma Expos, and they had somebody so aggressively trying to get me to play their Xylotar that they had there that I quickly avoided their booth.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't actually know that much about the game, but
it's like when you go to a department store, whether it's a Costco or whatever, and there's like some dude that works for AT&T or somebody there that's like, as you're walking by, they're like, hey, hey, like, no, bro, like, let me discover this.
Every time you go to Costco.
Yeah, actually, Kelly and I were at Costco yesterday and like took a detour down an aisle to avoid a gentleman who is, to be fair to him, is just doing his job. But I did not want to be a part of
just doing their jobs, Tim.
Calm down there, Hope. Calm down. This ain't that. This ain't that. I agree. They were just doing their job. But I don't have to participate in that. But take the detour
through the electronics and then come out on the backside of them because I know exactly where they stand.
Mike knows exactly what I'm talking about. You either go through the electronics or you go through the furniture. You either go right and you look at some TVs, and maybe some like PlayStations and stuff, or you go left and you look at some ottomans that you have no intention of purchasing.
Hey. You know what, though? I bought my couch from Costco, my upstairs couch.
Brother.
So, boom.
I got my wife a lap desk.
We should run them back.
Let's run them back.
Get some honorable mentions in there real quick.
All righty. My number 5 was Tyrants of the Underdark. Number 4 was Smartphone. Number 3, Spirit Island. Number 2, Stuff of Legend. And number 1 was Steampunk Rally.
Now, any honorable mentions, real quick?
Yeah, so real quick. So Mike already brought up Oros. That was on one of my honorable mentions. I thought that a kind of interesting imaginative theme was when the leader dies and creates a power vacuum, especially when the leader is a vacuum. That power vacuum was an
Power vacuum.
interesting little take on the trick takers.
Nice.
I love the
And then-
art for that because the
Yeah,
concept behind
yes,
it
the concept.
is really
yeah,
neat.
yeah.
Yes.
Also, Abyss. I thought Abyss was really cool as far as like the artwork and the whole underwater, like kind of hierarchy of like recruiting the allies to your team and using the allies to recruit the lords and whatnot. I just thought that was just an interesting take, using the pearls as currency. I thought that was very very cool.
Abyss is so good. It's so good. Is that a Bruno Feduti? Who did that one? Or Bruno Cathala? It's a Bruno, isn't it?
Which one?
Abyss.
Yeah, that's Cathala.
Okay. So my number 5 is Void 1680 AM, which if you are into music, I'm going to say check it out. It's super cheap investment. And all you need is a deck of regular playing cards and maybe some D6s if you want to use some of their randomized tables. My number 4 is Whispers in the Walls. I was more skeptical about this one than this one because I thought like, okay, music, hey, it's a good excuse to like listen to some songs and kind of go back and get into that vibe of doing radio class, which I really enjoyed in high school. But this guy really was like, holy shit, I could make some campaigns around this. So really fantastic. My number 3 is Weird Wood Manor. Please check it out. My number 2, Tainted Grail. And my number 1 is Outrun the Bear. Because I legitimately love that game and had a great time with it. And I cannot, I know that Sam says he researched other games where you're outrunning bears, but I'm going to say that in my now of a decade and a half of board game experience, his is the only one that I've seen do it, but I can't imagine somebody doing it better. Now, some honorable mentions. I did talk about Moneymaker earlier, which I think is great. A theme that I do love and a vibe that I think is cool is sort of like I don't know why, but whatever. Various takes on hell, right? So Inferno, I think, is an amazing theme. I stayed away from the Inferno board game being on my list because it's based on an IP. I also stayed away from Mourner's Call of the Dead. Right? Is that right? Call of the Dead? Anyways, we talk about this game all the time. So I stayed away from it. But you're one of the factions of hell vying for control while they're distracted. Very cool, really neat, really unique. So I just love stuff like that. And if you want a really crazy take on Kerplunk, Tower of Madness, it's the Cthulhu version. Again, great table presence because you've got like this big tower with these Cthulhu tentacles sticking out of it. And as you pull one out, the marble drops. And depending on the marble, is going to determine what you get to do. But those are my that's my top 5 and my honorable mentions.
My number 5 was Stuffed Fables. My number 4 was Mice and Mystics. Number 3 was Robomon. Number 2 was Flamecraft. And number 1 was Mistwind. Each one of those games, it really relates more to like things that have inspired me in the past. Because you're able to hold on to your imagination so much better when you're a child. But really like going into anything that inspires some sort of wonderment and really re-encapsulates that wonderment. Looking back, really ties into that wonderful childhood memories. I did have some honorable mentions. Villainous tied kind of into just Disney inspires. That's what their whole purpose was for so many years, was to inspire.
And they still do. They still do.
Yep. Cloudspire is another one that for me it inspires a little bit. Abduction, as far as kind of obscure, there were a few obscure things, but what could be more imaginative than aliens wanting to take specifically ducks?
Yes, hilarious.
And then basically just absolutely any RPG should inspire your imagination, should be a great way to get those wheels turning and bring you into the universe. But really, I lean more into like the picturing what this world is and wanting to live in that world. For some reason, there's just something about just a fantasy world that draws you in that just feels so important to me to be able to hold on to.
Well, I think you nail it with the term wonderment, right? And what that means to you. And I do also believe that really comes through in Button Kingdoms as well, because there is that kids in a backyard or in somebody's basement just playing, just playing. It's the joy of play, and what that means.
And that was the goal, to be able to see the world again through their eyes. Because it's like, the kids, they see that they're playing with toys, but they don't see that they're playing with toys. It doesn't feel like they're playing with toys anymore. And it feels like a real world to them.
I mean, and that's why I love Outrun the Bear, because it's the joy of seeing the world through, oh shit, there's a bear. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, that's my bad joke. All right, Mike, please recap your 5.
I've actually lived that out. That can be a different story. My number 5 was Dinosaur World. Dinosaur parks. I mean, how cool is that? Number 4, Oros, because you are a demigod actually moving mountains and a very unique theme. Number 3, the most thematic card game of all time, Scout from Oink Games. Number 2, The Great Rat Wars, which hopefully still gets published. And number 1, Xylotar. I got a few honorables. Do we want to hammer those out real fast?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. How about Bob will remember this one? Burn Cycle from Chip Theory Games. Yeah, that one you are actually you're in command of a team of robots in the future, and their mission is taking down evil human-run corporations responsible for subjugating AI under their heel. So your team arrives at a corporate headquarters and must sneak inside, shut down the company's physical operations, as well as their digital networks. Very, very unique team. I also had My Father's Work, very much based off of Frankenstein, but they just handle it in a very fun way. I did have the stuff of Legend. I also like the theme of Scythe a lot. Alternate history, early 1900s, where mechs are populating, the universe. And I've always loved the theme and the universe of Scythe. That's one of the things that drew me into the game.
Great.
And I'm going to throw in an IP really fast just because it's funny. Guar vs. Time. Guar has a deck building game, and the story of Guar is ridiculous because the band members are ancient interplanetary warriors banished to Earth eons ago by a cosmic tyrant. They killed the dinosaurs, then had sex with apes to create humans. And then were frozen, and then thawed out by a manager who thought they should form a band. So there you go. Dwarverse time. Tim, you're cutting out.
Yeah, you sound like shit, Tim.
We're getting actual Timbot.
I gotta say though, Mike, I just learned there is a new anime coming out about dinosaurs never went extinct, and they have just hidden themselves by breeding with humans in order to hide their DNA. And now there are ninjas with dinosaur powers that are trying to prevent the dinosaurs from killing all humans as they've reached the point of their plans to wipe out humanity. So
that sounds like a board game.
It's an anime. I'm sure it'll probably be a board game at some point. But
wow. And thank you for the acknowledgement of my Gwar lore. That was hard to say. Gwar lore.
Gwa.
Yeah.
Don't
Gwar.
you watch Gwa?
Good stuff. Okay. Tim, you want to try again? No.
No.
Oh, he's too crackly. Okay.
That's all right. We don't need to hear any more from him.
Yeah, instead of Tim trying to fix it for our sign off, I believe he is insisting that we all sign off. Sam, it is always a pleasure to have you, buddy. Super happy to see the success of Button Kingdoms. We are over 19 and a half now. Oh, we just got more bugs.
One more backer to hit 200.
Nice.
And yeah, we're getting
That's
awful
awesome.
close to 20K. Love it. Love it.
Thank you guys so
Good
much.
stuff.
And thank you to all the community for supporting this game and coming out here, making my dream become a reality. It's it's a big thing to be able to make a game, and it's really special to be able to affect people's lives in that way. I shared the story about my grandfather earlier. You know, the number of stories that I've had come in since getting into publishing of just, and when you start making games, you become part of people's lives, and you don't necessarily know those people, but it's really an awesome thing to be able to do. So yeah, I'm really excited to get this out to people and have them make more memories with their friends and family.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Absolutely. So everybody that hasn't yet, go check out Button Kingdoms, go back it, or at least throw $1 in there to support it and late pledge it. Do one of those things. It's a great game and you're supporting a great company. So
just don't play with Tim because he'll beat you.
Yeah, you got lucky.
I thought maybe you'd say don't play with me because I might make promises and then not live up to a damn one of them.
No, that's what makes the game great. I want to play exclusively with Mike.
All you guys are scoundrels. I don't know if you can hear me. All you guys
Tim's calling us assholes. He was the one that was on the brunt end of all of the broken promises. In
I
that
have this
game,
knife full of backs. I don't know what to do with it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. That's it for us. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks again, Sam. It's always a pleasure. And we will see you all next week for the Board Game Rundown. I was Mike.
I was Bob. He was Tim.
I was Sam.
We'll see you next week.
Bye. Do you like to party?
I do like to party.
I also like to party.
I like to party.
A 7.3.
This is a great party.
Repeating.
We should party more often.
Heating.
I do like to party.
Heating.
Okay.
I also like to party. I also like to party.
I like to party. I like to party.
We should party more often.
Okay.
This is a great party.
Okay.